Hey everybody, welcome back to Bad Game Hall of Fame. I'm Charkie. With me here is Cass.
Howdy, howdy. How's it going, Charkie?
It's going all right. I'm a little sleepy, but I've got myself a big old energy drink here because I got to get my brain going. Gotta go fast. Gotta get ready for Sonic.
It's not recommended to go fast while you're sleepy, to get behind the wheels of a hedgehog while you're.
I ain't no pussy.
Well, you know what? I can't beat that logic. I can't contest that. Yeah, officer. Yeah, I'm not a pussy. All right, be on your way then. Rip roar and start. Shit.
I can't follow up on that one. That was good. So yeah,
Sonic Forces, huh?
Yeah, we're getting back into Sonic Forces. This might be the last episode, I think. But
long game, huh?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you know what? Let's just get right into it. Don't have too much preamble to do.
It's nice to have a long play that is short. Again,
yes.
We kind of, when we started doing them, the format, when we changed the format up, we were doing a lot of games we could do in a single episode, and we kind of got away from that for a minute, and we'll probably have to get back to the long stuff again after this, but it's nice to have one that's just easy breezy.
Yeah. Right, let me stream this out to you.
Oh, why start now?
All right. Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces. That's a theme song, right?
Yeah. Sung by the guy from Yellow Card. Anyway, so I've been busy since the last time we streamed.
Don't I know it?
So I have these missions left, and those I can't do until I get the game. But I have done all of these missions in between our last stream and this one.
Now, I was audience to at least a few of these.
Yes. So let me tell you, I was enjoying the game the last time we were playing it.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy this game, but I am starting to see some some faults in here. A few cracks in the foundation. That being, if you want to unlock all this stuff for your avatar, God, that's a fucking grind. Because you see this stuff here, like stomp the enemy in a Sonic stage, when air boosting in a Sonic stage, slide after stomping the Sonic. So you do each of those, and you get unlocks for your avatar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You also unlock the next one of those missions after doing one. So you have to play a level, and then you get the next thing, and you play a level again, and you get the next thing, and you play it. It becomes laborious, especially when you get to the SOS mission ones, where you have to clear clear X number of SOS missions, right? You unlock an SOS mission every, I think, 3 or 4 levels that you beat. So you have to play through 3 or 4 levels that you've already beaten to go play another level that you've already beaten to. If you beat that in one shot and don't lose that whole opportunity, then you are one step closer to the next milestone for clearing SOS missions to unlock stuff. So they pad out maybe a bit too much.
They could have probably found better ways to streamline these processes, that you could have unlocked things mid-mission, that once you clear a thing, you get a pop-up mid-mission that says, okay, you did this, here's the next one. Just feed it to you in that sort of way. For one thing, just for starters. So
playing the game normally, it's fun. Playing the game to unlock everything, I can see how someone who isn't a sicko like me, who enjoys grinding way too much, would bounce the hell off of this game. But
it's they tried to have the long-term sort of grinding stuff out, but the contents of the game itself are so limited. Like, these missions aren't significantly changing every time you're going back to replay them, right? Your goals, you may have like, some different like mission in the back of your head, but substantively these levels are the same. They're the same layouts, they're the same, all that.
Well, speaking of things that change, actually, so in some of these missions, I have all 5 of the red, whatchamacallsums, red rings. Yeah, thank you. And after you do that, you unlock a new collectible. So let me see. So before we get into like the new levels, I'm gonna show you all stuff that we kind of missed in between episodes, just for the sake of I'm not gonna 100% this game because I'm not a complete masochist. But I might as well show off some of the things. So first, let's just show off. You get all the red rings in the stage, right? So let's just jump right back in. I might not even finish the stage. I might just show you what the thing is.
Well, I forgot that our hedgehog was like hard gay.
Yeah,
that we had
that's where we left off. After I show off like the stuff between episodes, then we're going to give Baddie her new look for this episode, or at least her first new look for this episode, and get into the main meat of things.
Still the hints every time. Every goddamn time you go through the level.
Yeah. Okay, so now we had the red rings, but now we have these numbered rings, I guess. So you just have to collect them in order. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's complete. And then if you beat the that's it. If you beat the level, you keep that. Like later levels will make that harder.
What does that add, though? What are you getting for that? What's
once you do that, you see, you unlock the next type of collectible, which are the moon rings, which I'll go ahead and show off right here.
Yes, they found out I escaped. Gotta kiss this yawn fest goodbye.
So you see, you're unlocking stuff. You're unlocking more stuff to do, to collect in the same levels that you've already played. But you can play them again with 5 new things to get. Actually, yeah, that's the.
You skipped one. Yeah, God forbid.
I mean, I already collected them in a previous thing, but I can do it for fun.
This is the least compelling replay incentive I think I've ever seen in one of these.
Well, wait until you see what we get for getting the moon rings.
Now, I hate to invoke the name of previous Sonic games. It's an unfair comparison to compare previous installments in the series to the most modern ones, as we all know. But Sonic Adventure 2, even Sonic Adventure 1, when you're replaying stages, the goals are not just different things you're picking up along the way, but are substantively different in some cases, are completely different reinterpretations of the level, while they're using the same layout, admittedly, but populating with completely different tasks and stuff for you to do, or meaningfully changing what your pursuit in that level is. And this just seems like nah.
Yeah,
nah, the heck with that. We'll change just one bit in the middle of the level where these items that you pick up,
so
we just swapped them for a different spot in the map and a different icon.
Well, let me show you real quick what happens here. So we collect this one. Alright. So we are now on a timer to get the other 4.
Not like I can swim out into space. I know. I'll just grab a shuttle.
There we go. That's all of them.
Be around here somewhere.
Might as well finish this level so you can see
Great
what
is
we
that
get.
they're all right next to each other, too. So,
Yes.
when you're doing these, when they put these new things in the level, they're
So-
we change out this one room. So this one room now has these 5 new items in it.
So for this, though, they're timed. So you do...
It doesn't compel me. It doesn't do anything for me.
I know, it doesn't help a lot, but it gives a slight reason.
Land their shots. Here goes nothing.
Also, this, while trying to beat this level fast, I kept, getting over time to get the bonus. I found out you just have to mash through this section and not get the perfect.
So to speed run the level, to play the level in the time that the developers intended you to beat it in, you have to skip past the mechanic they meticulously created timing mini games for. Yeah, cool.
All right, Only an A rank. So
You fall short then. I mean, you didn't get hit a single time. You did that stupid bonus objective. I guess maybe you took too much time.
Yeah.
Is that the only thing?
that SOS mission. Do not care about that anymore. All right. So we have the moon rings now. So here's what doing all that unlocks us. As far as I can tell, nothing. As far as I can tell, past the red rings, which have missions attached to them, those don't do anything. Now, it's possible that once I get all the red rings, then missions will pop up saying, like, okay, now get all the number rings, now get all the moon rings. In the moment, there's no reason to do any of that.
This, again, it just seems like they were struggling to find ways to pad out the game, struggling to find ways to extend the play, but like having forgotten how they did it in previous games.
Which I feel like they didn't need to.
I think when you have so much stuff to unlock, you do need to. If your incentive for players to keep playing is to unlock items, you need to make that pursuit worth it in and of itself. You need to make the gameplay of that like actually compelling in order to make the rewards like feel like you're earning something rather than just like suffering, enduring something.
By the way, this is one of the special stages that I unlocked while playing off stream. So I'm just showing what those are like. There's like 2 special stages that I got. So I want to show those off at least.
These seem fairly standard. I mean, like they're gimmick stages. I get that. These would be more of these would be good. That adding shit like this, like these kinds of hazards to the existing stages is something they could have done.
I think these unlock. Uh-oh. I'll try that again. I think these unlock by doing SOS missions, which are very slow to get through, unfortunately. So I'm not getting as much as I would like. I fucked this one up. Oh no, I'm alive.
Doesn't matter what your rating in this is, or it's just like you did it, so...
You do get something for doing it under par time, which I've already done that, so... I'm just showing this for the sake of, like, showing what the game is like. Like, this is the boring stuff. The exciting stuff is the moment I hit the... Oh, go on.
Sonic Guru says the extra and bonus stages are unlocked from collecting red rings.
Red rings, sorry. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I guess there is a reason to collect red rings at the very least. The moon rings and the number rings, I'm still not sure on.
Still seems nebulous, yeah.
The laser cannon. I don't remember what this one... Oh yeah, this one took me a while.
Okay, I can see what's happening here, and it seems interesting. How did you not die there from the lasers and not go... Okay, it doesn't go through the platform.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Drifted a little bit. Okay. This one took me a while because I was going for, like, speed to begin with.
Reckless. I forgot about the music
love these lyrics. It sounds like... I don't know if anyone knows this band, but it sounds like Method Cell.
I never once heard of that.
Just
I'll be honest with you.
Just like golf club shit. Like the vocals, not the music itself.
But yeah, these stages at least provide something like compelling. I would imagine a game like that had like, I don't know how many of these there are. I would hope like, 20, 30 plus.
Of the extras? No clue. Sonic Hero says, finished the game many times. Not a bad game by any means, but not a great one. Just middling on all fronts that it varies from player to player. Also in the process of getting S ranks and achievements again. I've been trying to get S ranks on every... I think I have S ranks on every level currently. At least the ones I have unlocked for this playthrough. I haven't done all of the time trial things for Classic Sonic because I just don't like playing Classic Sonic in this game. Which is good because our next level is Classic Sonic.
Great.
But before we get into that... Oh, go on.
I do want to say that I was at the comic shop yesterday for work, and I noticed Sonic comic collections on the shelf. The new ones, obviously, not the old Archie comics, but the Ian Flynn, I think, is the guy who's writing Sonic comics now. Anyway, I very strongly considered buying like a compendium book of one of those. But so it was $60, and I do not have $60.
I was about to say go for it, but actually, you know what? Let's jump right into Chemical Plant. Next time we have an Avatar level coming up, we'll jump into the Avatar Maker.
Yeah, I think we have a few things pending.
Big wave. Then everything fizzled out when that Phantom Ruby kicked in.
Oh,
That
hey, bud.
big shadow was created using the Phantom Ruby's power, right? Even if it's a virtual reality projection, it's as strong as the real shadow.
Rouge.
Well, luckily we have the real shadow now, so.
Looking for.
No, not yet. But I have reports that Eggman's database is located at the chemical plant. If we can check that out, we might find something there.
That's
Is this not like the second or third stage you've done at Chemical
the
Plant?
secret behind Infinite's power in
Second
virtual reality.
real stage.
Tails, can you handle this?
Got it. I'll take Sonic, I mean the other Sonic, with me and head to the chemical plant.
We did just do an extra stage at Chemical Plant.
No, but there was an earlier, this like
Yes, level
standard
2.
stage that was also Chemical Plant.
Level 2 was Chemical Plant, yeah.
Should be a database somewhere.
But I guess this is the difference here is that you're playing as classic Sonic now, so there's some like
Just finding it will be a chore.
Great.
How did you not have enough speed for that?
Don't know. So, having played way more of this game in between streams, I think Classic Sonic is like the low point for me. Like, something about how he controls just feels off.
I would say, just purely looking at this, not playing this, so this is completely out of my ass. But these classic Sonic stages look like how Sonic 4 plays to me.
No.
In terms
no,
of like
that's-
weird, like
that
jank movements.
having played Sonic 4, this is not that bad. Like, that's that's slanderous to this game, but I still don't like how Classic Sonic feels in this game.
Sonic Guru says that nothing shows how bad Classic is and forces then that one ramp, the speed it capped. So maybe it has something to do with like a hard limiter, a governor on Classic Sonic speed.
Oh, we can drown.
Oh yeah, that's Classic Sonic. I know. You came into this game because you were such a fan of Sonic Generations, right? That you were
Yes.
excited for this because of...
Yes.
Like, that was like your entry point to this, so...
Well, not really my entry point.
Best of
It's more that, like...
These ramps.
Why does my D-pad not do anything at this moment? Anyway. Oh, I think I might know why. It's a Steam issue. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Something going on with the game. Or with Steam.
Huh.
Let's see. Let me...
This like Steam input layer is just like getting in the way of your inputs?
I think so. Let me just do that real quick and just double check.
You may need to restart the game if you enable disable. I would also disable Steam overlay, just as a general practice.
Steam input's not running.
Huh.
So it's not bad. It's just, I don't know.
Try turning Steam input on.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't seem like a good. And how many classic Sonic levels have there even been? Like, this is like the 4th one, I think. So if you came into this as someone who was like,
maybe the 5th. I'm already drowning. Wait, how am I drowning? I have just the
regular shield, not a bubble shield.
Okay, it's not bubble shield.
It's not the Sonic 3 bubble shield. Yeah.
All right.
But I guess what I'm trying to get is that if this was promoted to you or explained to you as the sequel to Sonic Generations, the follow-up, in that it has classic Sonic, and you would expect levels of that quality, of that sort of gameplay.
I'll be honest. When I go back and play Sonic Generations at any given time, like, assuming I'm not playing through the whole game again, I am usually just playing the modern Sonic levels, because I didn't like the classic Sonic levels in that game that much either. But I feel like you drown real fucking fast here. Jesus. But
Hey,
I
shouldn't
feel
you
like
run across the surface of the water here? Like, isn't that like what this whole thing is set up for here? With like those like very small gaps between the platforms.
maybe if I had
And you
better
had a speed
going
boost
into it.
coming into this, and you just kind of like sunk the second you touched water.
Something feels weird right now with the controls. I don't know what's going on with that.
That's gonna cost you in the
Yeah, I lost my
in the
answer rank.
score department. Oh, that hair. We're getting to real OC territory now with that.
Well, it's almost time to take a look at our avatar.
And all the items you've accrued from your off-stream hijinks.
Whew. So, this is where the database is. Hold on a sec while I access the data from this computer. Okay, failed battle plans, robot designs. Wow, he's got like 10 terabytes of selfies. So where does he keep that?
Do you read what Sonic Hero said?
Found it. Virtual reality weapon.
Yeah.
Phantom Ruby.
I was gonna let Tails speak first.
Oh, sure.
People's visual and depth perception to feed false information to the brain, creating a new reality for them.
Lucky for me, I don't have depth perception, so this won't work on me. It's
Sleeping self will bruise? It's hard to believe. Eggman experimented with lots of prototypes, and then incorporated the final version into Infinite. If I'm reading this data correctly, then there might be a weakness. This is huge! Let's get this information back to the others.
Does no one have phones in this universe? Does no one have cell
Maybe
phones
not.
or walkie-talkies?
Oh, we have a chemo
Sonic Guru
station.
says Classic also has a different feel of movement. Like you are fighting to land on a platform as it doesn't follow through with the direction pressed. Generations had better character weight.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why I think my controls feel weird, because it felt like I was, like fighting to move Sonic.
So I would say
Also,
this: if we get
my
into the
D-pad
next
works.
level, we get into the next level, and it's not a classic Sonic level, but it feels like normal to you, then
Oh, well, it's not a classic Sonic level. It's this one where we team up with Sonic. Baddie
no, I'm
is
saying
going
that it's
to.
not a classic Sonic level. It's a normal level in the context of this game. I'm saying a normal level is a not classic Sonic level.
Yeah, that's
and
what
the
this level
controls
is.
feel good to you here. Then we're gonna say, then we can say at that point that it's a classic Sonic issue. The inputs.
Okay. But we have a bigger issue right now, which is Baddie needs a new fit. We gotta impress Sonic.
That's true.
All right, so let's see. I unlocked a bunch of Wispons.
Okay, so can I say one thing?
Yes.
I fucking hate this system. This is so messy. This is such a goddamn mess to look at. I look at the screen and it makes me furious that you can't just do slots on these weapons. That you don't just have the baseline weapon type and you unlock the things and you slot those in. Having 7, 8, or how many, 6 of the default weapon, I look at this and I'm like, whoever does, oh yeah, okay, there you go. Furious looking at this.
And,
Horrible
like,
UI.
This one I unlocked like real early on. Like this is the only one I really use. Like last
Well,
episode
better
we
or
showed.
worse than the other ones in that same weapon class. What?
I like the other ones have like okay, so like lets you quickly get up and take the damage. Sure, that's fine. Whatever. This one is awards rings for defeating enemies. That's good. So I keep that. This one extends sliding distance. I don't like things that kind of like mess with my controls, so I especially don't want this one, which lets you stop on a dime at any, regardless of speed. Like, no, that's gonna really fucks things up.
Those bonus points would be so nice, right? If only there was a way to take the good parts of one, take them off, and put them on another one to make one that is customized for you almost.
Well, that's what you do with clothing. So let's check it out. So I have not looked at any of these since unlocking them, so we could take a look at everything that's new.
That was my mandate. I believe I told you
Yes.
to not go into the screen at all.
All right, so let's start with upper headgear.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Said I've done a lot. Black gamer hat. Blue.
Feel like a bandana.
thingy?
Again,
Bandana.
just to continue complaining, these items should have names on this screen. It's at least good that they organize them by style, and then you go to like all different color variations of it. So that's at least something.
Ooh.
But also, I still think that they should just have the baseline. You unlock the baseline thing, and then you change the color of it.
Yeah.
You know, based on you can unlock the gold or silver versions. I don't know, whatever, like fancier, shinier versions. But doing it piecemeal like this, huh? Who you calling Pinhead? Pinhead. I like that. I like the mask off to the side look. I'm not necessarily for this character, but I just think it's a cool look.
I think this is not a for Baddie, but this I think this is cool.
Sure.
Having all that stuff going on. Let's see. All right, Billy Hatcher. Just the bangs, just the bangs, please. Barber, just the bangs.
Barber, fuck me up, but leave the bangs intact, please. Oh. I like these ones that only work from the front. These ones that look like complete dog shit from any other angle because they didn't know how to like accommodate for different ears on different like, you know, head sculpts or whatever.
I have a feeling we might want to go with this for the moment, right?
Yeah, let's do a cowboy look. Let's build to a cowboy look.
All right. Well, let's check out our middle gear. Any glasses for this cowboy? Cowgirl? Cowpoke?
And cowpoke, yeah. Unless there's like a face mask, like domino mask type thing.
Oh, a scouter, right? That's what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, it looks like they had in the old Wild West. The old cowboys used to stand miles out into the horizon. Jet set cowpoke.
That's more of a Kamen Rider thing.
Is that?
I think so.
I looked at these and I thought it was the goggles from Jet Set Radio.
No, those are the goggles from Jet Set Radio.
Oh yeah, now that's it.
Closest we have to a domino mask. Not really.
What have they done to his eyes in the bottom left one? Yeah.
That's not like what eye color we have right now. Yeah, we have the yellow going on.
Yeah, keep the yellow. I like the yellow, like the gold. Don't call it yellow, call it gold.
Right. Lower head wear.
A lot of masks. I mean, we might have to go with that. Oh, I think the black works better for this, even though like it would. But yeah, we'll obviously see everything else. Honk honk.
Purple.
Not as many of these. Oh, that's right. We do have the masks. I think the mustache is funnier.
Okay. Do you think that's Baddie though? Do you think Baddie wears the mustache?
I think when they wear the Wild West fit, I think they wear the mustache.
Okay. Gloves. You know what? Let's go to the body first. Let's go to the body first and build off of that. All right. It's a lot.
Well, when you're doing that, oh yeah, you're just going.
We're starting from the top.
Okay.
Oh wait. Before we do that, bodysuit.
Take the bodysuit. Yeah, you got to work in layers.
Okay. All right.
Got your Bruce Lee outfits, and no, don't dig that. I get the bodysuits. I get the point of these, but so many of these look so. It should have just been like the body paints like that. I think. Is there anyone that is just like a circle around the torso, like like Sonic has? Is there anything that's just
there
like?
You go.
It doesn't count. Because that's something I haven't seen on any of these other characters.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Maybe that's like how they differentiate, how they let people to make sure people don't confuse these custom characters for official Sonic characters that they don't have.
Maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, like the metallic stuff is heinous, but
Let's go with this for right now and see just what I can put on top of it.
It'd be like Long Johns. That a cowpoke
Yeah, that's what I was
wear.
thinking of.
Cool leather jacket.
Back there. More bow ties. Cool
that's
scarf.
a cool little edgy one. Yeah. See that really working for someone.
Little fanny pack.
Little hip holster. I'm keeping an eye on that brown one.
Yeah.
That brown pea coat.
What about that brown one?
No. All right.
That
I
that
like
could
that
be
these
good
are
or
in
something
here.
else.
Yeah.
backpacks. More of those belts.
The
Championship
champ
belts.
is here. Yeah.
Tux. White tux.
The name is Baddie. Oh, they even have the Sean Connery style, fucking white. I always associate with the Sean Connery James Bond. This is the white dress, you know.
We're gonna go back to Super Bond. Oh wait, there's your.
Oh, there's the
There
Wild
it
West
is.
stuff.
And you want black or do you want brown?
Brown.
Brown. Okay. Let's just see what else we got
obviously,
here.
yeah, we see everything else first, but
Overalls. Okay.
I still hate that Sanic shit is in here. I still think that's so fucking lame.
Okay. I think we need a better bodysuit since that's gonna serve as
Yeah.
pants essentially.
Or we could have none.
Let me just see real quick. Good day, mate. Yeah, no, that's not a. Okay, that's still a little
I say none.
better.
I say just nothing. I say
okay,
just skin
so
tone.
you can't literally do none. Like, actually, that's the closest we can do is put on the Tails shirt.
This tail shirt stays on during.
Yeah.
You know, it's
All
incredible. There's like there's so many just like basic things missing. Like I know it's like the torso thing. I know we mentioned that, but it's just like
That's a little too puffy in the wrist,
Yeah.
I think.
a real cowpoke would have like fingers exposed for you know, trigger. You don't want to put a piece of cloth between you and the trigger of your 6-shooter. So maybe like that one there. I know that super cowpoke with the way like it has like the cutouts and whatnot, but like something along those lines.
Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's yeah. There we go.
Let's see.
The rings are such a strange choice. The skull rings.
How about skull hands, which is to say, a skeleton?
Has there been any other skeleton stuff to pair with that? I'm sure you unlock it later or whatever, but
Possibly. Also, I found out that this and like the feet that we were like about, these are supposed to be for Eye.
that's
like
Super
the eye
Monkey
icons.
Ball.
Yeah. Okay, so
those work because they go with the shirts. Or yeah, if we had like the black one of those, that would be so perfect.
you want to do this, which are more driving gloves than anything else? I don't like how that looks.
Yeah, no. What's the one in the top, the center? No,
See,
up
that's
one. Nah. I mean, I don't want to think about this too much. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Let's find one that is, we'll go with that.
Honestly, the color is best. on
Yeah,
that
the
one.
color goes. If we're just matching colors, I think that's fine.
And then footwear. Let's see what we got.
I know we have cowboy boots. That's what we're going to end up going with for this look, but we need to see
But-
everything that we...
Let's go through them quick. Yeah, I mean, we're going with those.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what a Sonic foot looks like. It's just sort of like a minion foot, really.
Like a Rob Layfield foot.
Yeah.
Also, I'm noticing no socks on any of these.
And you're right. No, wait,
Oh,
there you
the
go.
first one I've seen that has socks in it. I think the socks are a pretty big deal for most Sonic characters, like, you know, because the shoes are such a big deal for so many Sonic characters. You can recognize a Sonic character by their footwear in a lot of cases.
Well, those
Yeah,
aren't really
see?
socks. I think those are like just kind of like cuffs of the. Like, it's a weird top to the.
Oh, I always
shoe,
interpret
think.
those as socks. I always interpret those as like socks dripping down because their legs are so skinny.
Well, like you can see on Shadow, he has like these things. So I always
Well, those-
assumed that it was just again like
No,
a weird cuff top, like on here.
No, I think that's a different style of shoe completely. I think these are.
Ugh.
I think they're inconsistent in their own, you know, what things are. I hate them.
I think we can go back and do Sukerbon later if you want to.
Possibly,
now-
but for now,
Yeah. And
get a
that's it.
dog, little longy. Yeah. I
right.
should have saved this.
Oh, sure. Where is that thing?
There is a menu for it somewhere.
There is. I don't remember where it is.
It might not be in the... Oh,
Pause
there it
it.
is. Yeah, save it over the top right one. We're not using that top right one again. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Now, time to load a rental avatar and never see this again.
Yes. Wait, I got an SOS in between. Is it just time? If you just wait for long enough in another menu, does like an SOS just pop up? Because for me, it took
Possibly.
like 3 missions. I don't. Maybe it's.
Maybe you just idle and it's feed stuff to you.
All right. So where's the next mission? Here it is.
I don't like sitting on the bench, but there's nothing to do till Tails gets back.
He has the keys to the house, and I'm locked out.
Way to jinx it! Metal Sonic has been spotted in the city!
Is it another fake?
Why would they bother making a fake out of something that already isn't real? Couldn't they just build more?
That's a really good point. Can't wait for it to be a fake.
Correct. Go, partner.
Can't wait for it to be another virtual reality bullshit thing. Completely pointlessly, even though Sonic acknowledges how stupid that would be in canon.
Which it also doesn't matter that it's virtual reality, essentially, because it still hurts. So it's just like, it's real enough.
Watch out! Metal Sonic was spotted near there.
Strange. I don't see him anywhere.
Well, that's not him.
That was a close one.
That's him, Metal Sonic.
Keep it.
He's got some upgrades.
It's lights out for you.
Probably be more QTEs during these. If you're gonna do these,
Yeah.
Can't let these things keep rampaging around the city.
you shouldn't just have 30 uninterrupted seconds of gameplay and then QTE.
Oh, well, there he is.
So this is thanks to the Phantom Ruby too, huh?
By the way, yeah, he controls better. Modern Sonic, significantly so, compared to, what's its name?
Compared to classic Sonic.
Yeah. Oh, I missed most of those.
It is what it is. So these are this behind the back perspective, just going forward in a straight line, dodging left, right. This is what they call the boost style of gameplay, right?
I think the boost style gameplay essentially comes from my boost meter down there, but yeah, that is pretty. Doing this and constantly boosting is kind of like the signature of the boost era.
And this is how out of the loop I am. Do Sonic fans generally like have a consensus on the boost era games as like, you know, good, bad? I'm not talking like, you know, casual consumer. I'm not talking like larger markets. They've just written off everything at this franchise at a certain point, which, you know, I think we should get into our thoughts on it at a certain point. But for now, that's limiting the scope. How do Sonic fans feel about the boost era?
From what I understand, it's pretty varied. Even people who do like the boost games will say like, "Oh yeah, I like this era games except for, you know, Sonic Forces or except for Unleashed or something." Or people who are like, "No, they're all great." So
Sonic Guru, who I was hoping would weigh in on this.
Yes.
I like your post on Twitter, by the way. Straight lines are the rare of the boosting, but it's the basic of the formula. It was great for Rush to gens, but Forces messed it up. Wait, what happened to the music cue there?
I feel like
where were the vocals?
All right, boss. That's my first draft on how we should end that level. I think we
gotta print it now. Nope, that's it. It's submitted.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a weird way to end it. Yeah.
And that's only the second one of those, like, you know, team up, high five things we.
Yeah, like I didn't fuck up. Fist bump kind of started, but Hoops think I was there, and then like it seemed like the level just ended. Like I was expecting like an impact or something.
Well, what was even the point of that at a certain point? You know.
Hey, that was great. We're like a well-oiled machine. fighting a well-oiled machine.
Koopa's tank now.
Yeah.
And that was it for the cutscene too, I guess.
That's it. All right. And we remember this part where we're like taking back the world.
No, I don't, because it's so badly implemented, because it's so like unnecessary and so late into the game, for one thing, that it feels like, you know, if this had been here from the start, maybe, but the fact they introduced it at like stage, what, like 14, 15 in this game with 20 stages, it's just like, well, I guess we're gonna hit the next 5 stages or however much is left in this game. That's just gonna max it out. Is there like any like back and forth on it whatsoever, where like territories can get lost if you fail an SOS mission?
So far, I think we've only seen it change.
Positively.
Yeah. Well, technically 3 times. First time it changed was it went all the way in Eggman's favor at the start of the game. We saw it move positively in our favor once, and then we saw it move positively in our favor one other time, which was, you know, just now.
And there's no, like, you know, rewards attached to it, right? Like, as far as, like, you know, the meter, you have 90% control, so you get this much of a bonus to rings collected, or, you know, something like that, right? That would make it, like, meaningful.
Seems to just be story progression.
Well, that sucks. That's a bad way to do that. So it makes it completely pointless. I have to imagine they had some sort of idea for that at some point that they did not get around to fully implementing. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. That, or there's some layer to it that we haven't seen as of yet, which would be weird. Yeah.
Post Record says, I expected some words from Baddie. No, Baddie don't talk.
No, unfortunately not.
Baddie
that would be a whole other layer. Yeah.
Baddie lets her fist do the talking.
Darn right. Darn tootin'.
Hey, S rank. Another gun. That's all I get.
So I do want to talk about this for a minute between stages, because I don't want to say it. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's talk about what Sonic Guru has to say first. Because they're touching on something that we touched on last episode, which is the worst of forces is the story. So many cut moments, there are stakes which are not shown or talked about. Sonic is as peppy as ever after 6 months in prison. The characters are worthless, and Classicon is only out because Sonic Team 1 may need to connect to it. The blank screen with white text as the story starts says it all. Yeah. We'll watch the first episode, and it takes us 3 hours to come to those sort of revelations and conclusions. But that's a nice succinct way of summing up. Yeah.
I figured out a way to stop Eggman's Phantom Ruby.
Great work, Tails.
Based on these readings, the Phantom Ruby requires an incredible amount of energy, which only the Death Egg can provide.
It does feel like... Yeah.
Pause. Is the Death Egg a energy source? Is the Death Egg like a generator now? Is the Death Egg creating power, creating like...
I mean, maybe it's like Maybe it's like
You would assume that Death Egg would require a lot of power and energy. It was a substantive electrical bill on that thing. But now it's a power source for the Phantom Ruby?
Okay, you know how you can plug your phone into your car to charge your phone? It's like that.
Okay, sure. Granted. Okay.
We simply stop the energy transfer, and boom! The Phantom Ruby is practically useless.
Simply? Last I checked, the Death Egg is a heavily fortified, well, Death Egg.
Knuckles, we already broke into it.
Yeah,
and
you
Sonic
already been
broke
here
out of it.
Yeah, we did 2 levels here already.
I came up with a plan.
We did 3 levels there. There was a boss.
We distract Eggman. While he's not paying attention, we use the chemical plant computer to hack into the Death Egg's weapon systems and shut it down. With no weapons, destroying the Death Egg will be a piece of cake. No Death Egg means the Phantom Ruby is nearly useless.
Now, another...
It's just crazy enough to work. So, first we need a distraction. I'm on it.
I like that the plan here is effectively do a distraction, which means that probably countless untold of the forces of the soldiers are just going to get killed, right? We've seen it happen in previous levels, like 80% of our forces are wiped out, 90%! And I just think that to mean that all these anthropomorphic animals getting like wiped off the face of the earth, so...
I mean, I assume Knuckles is going to pull a Bugs Bunny and like put on a dress.
Secondly, you know, these are the sorts of things I know, like, it's what we're just, what Sonic Guru just mentioned, something that we've touched on before, but I know I defended in the first episode, these quote unquote cutscenes, these dialogues, these exchanges where it's just talking portraits. But at a certain point, there's so many of these and so few of the in-game, in-engine characters like walking around talking.
I feel like there's enough of the latter ones. There's a lot more by volume of these talking head ones, but I don't think there's a lack of like the actual cutscenes.
No way, Knuckles. You're too easily distracted. That's not a good trait for a distraction. Plus, you're our commander. We kinda need you here.
Hi, is he commander again?
Eggman would never expect it. It may even
Pushy.
throw him off a little.
Good idea. Got your orders, rookie. We only have one more day before Eggman's plan is executed, so let's hustle.
It's so weird with the mustache.
Well, by golly, I reckon that plan, I'll see to it for you. Back to Green
okay.
Hill.
But now as Baddie. Yeah, here's my thoughts on the game so far, and we'll get into more thoughts later. I am enjoying this game. This game is clearly like half-baked though.
Yeah. Finally another vocal theme in this.
Well, I do like how every Avatar level has a vocal theme. Like, that's been consistent. Like, Sonic gets the general kind of Sonic music.
Classic Sonic gets the horrible instrumentation.
Yeah, I was about to say
classic music, yeah.
Avatars get the vocal themes, and Classic Sonic gets the bad music.
Yeah.
Make as much noise as you can.
So I guess I want to touch on a point that we alluded to earlier, and also so we don't get copyright struck during this vocal theme, which I'm sure is fine. Is, you know, like the mainstream reaction to Sonic franchise, Sonic series continuing, and how, you know, the mainstream journos will just write them all off as either as a bit or because they just don't gel with them, which, you know, it's valid if you don't enjoy all these games. I mean, I don't even like platformers, but even I feel compelled to be like, they can't all be like that bad, right?
Yes.
At a certain point, there is just like this. It caught on that, like, you know, a certain subset of the audience decided that Sonic was bad. Therefore, journalists had to start saying Sonic was bad in order to match that, even as the quality has been variable. It's been up and down, but the scores have remained mostly consistent, at least until the new, what is it, Sonic Frontiers? Which I guess they all agreed with was pretty good. I guess they couldn't keep dodging it for that long.
I actually did see some negative reviews of Sonic Frontiers, but for the most part, people were more positive on that one.
At a certain point...
Most of the negative reviews I saw did not come from, like, self-proclaimed Sonic fans, though.
Yeah. At a certain point, like, when it comes to the Sonic franchise and reading reviews of it, and also I like the, you know, tripping up like an AT-AT in Empire Strikes Back, basically. Whatever gets you there. It's so strange to see the way that Sonic games are treated. And I think it speaks to larger problems with, you know, patterns in reviews, and once a general sentiment sort of takes over or gets to the forefront, it kind of becomes inescapable. They kind of like can't break out of that pattern. They start to just go into a game assuming it's going to be bad, rather than, you know, giving objective measurements of what's good and bad, of pros and cons.
Ooh.
A black hat, if you want to go like a dark cowboy, if you want to go like a villain cowboy, we could do that.
Just a fucked up dark version of a cowboy.
I was definitely reading a few
to my
reviews.
twisted mind. Go on.
I was definitely reading a few reviews of this game. I know we're going to get hit with dialogue here in a second, so we'll pause after.
Oh, no,
okay.
we're getting an update. All right, so that Green Hill is 20% of this world.
Great. I mean, that's why we keep coming back to Green Hill, because it's it's a continent unto itself.
There.
The Green Hills.
If you want to talk, I will do this bonus stage.
Yeah.
If I can find it again.
Sure. You know, I was reading a few of the reviews of this game, and you know, I'm not to denigrate all game reviewers. Obviously, I'm not like going for that kind of point. I'm not just like, oh, modern game journalism. But you know, there's definitely something to be said for people who are not even willing to entertain the idea of giving these games the benefit of the doubt. You know, where their conclusion is pre-written because they know they'll get certain amount of clicks or engagement if they just hit it from the perspective of Sonic bad, appeal to our core, preach to a choir, and
I had a hard time seeing what was going on down there. For some
the stuff in
reason.
the background is not helping here.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see where I was.
Yeah, I get what they're doing here. The background is supposed to be an extra timer for this because it loops around basically to come back around to destroy the floor underneath you. But that's really bad.
Okay.
That's really bad foreground background.
Yes. All right, go on.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to belabor the point too much because, again, that gets into, in the same way that, the anti-Sonic agenda is sort of like a tired talking point, so is the idea of game reviewers and modern game journalism being hacky. And that's, obviously there's a lot of nuance to all things, to both of these different categories, to both of these different subjects of discussion. I would just like to see more nuance. That's all. I know we're not going to get it anytime soon. I think it's impressive that the Sonic community has managed to stay mostly together, and it's become sort of like an us versus them mentality among them, because it's them versus the rest of the world, right? It's everyone who is, if you're a Sonic fan, you're a Sonic fan. If you're not a Sonic fan, you hate Sonic. It's like the way it feels. It's so hard to find people who just have that middle ground. Your opinion has either been swayed to one extreme or the other. They're either all bad or they're all great. And that just makes discourse around these games impossible at a certain point. And, it's an interesting case study because, I run the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Right, I live in this bad game stuff, and so often, anytime Sonic comes up, it's just like, when you're doing Sonic 06, when you're doing this game, aren't all Sonic games bad? If I mention one Sonic game that is bad, it's just like, how is this any better or worse than this Sonic game here? And it's just like, I don't know, dog. There's a lot of nuance here. There's a lot of games that I don't think are spectacularly bad in the ways that, the games we sort of gravitate to. Like, some of these games have weak controls, or be short on content, and that's not always enough in and of itself to constitute a bad game. I think this game is showing me enough wasted potential. I think the wasted potential here and the rush nature of it definitely qualifies it for this sort of thing. It can be competent in terms of gameplay. It can have a range of stuff you unlock. The character composition can be fun. It can be a bad game while having some good elements to it. That's sort of where I'm leaning on this from my spectator's point of view. Is that there's obviously pros, there's obviously positives. You're obviously enjoying it to an extent, but I see so many of the unnecessary systems and layers at play that just kind of convolute the mess, that don't play well with each other, and just where they cut corners, and that narrative especially, which I just despise the way it's been told in this game.
Sonic Guru said it earlier, and I think the way they put it was pretty good. They said that Sonic 2006 wasn't finished, but Sonic Forces was finished too early. Which, yeah, it feels like it needed. This game isn't missing stuff per se, but it needed another pass to make it come together, I think, or maybe a little more could have been added.
I want to highlight two messages from the chat. One, sure. Sonic Guru says, Sonic games are bad, yet Aliens, Colonial Marines, Ride to Hell, and FF13 exist. I don't think that's a fair point. I think people who would say Sonic games are bad would also say that those games, except Final Fantasy, do people hate Final Fantasy 13? That's just news to me, I guess, because I'm out of that loop. But I don't think people who are saying that Sonic games are bad would also be but Aliens, Colonial Marines good. I don't know if that's necessarily an equivalency that I would try to make. And then first time chat from Barefoot Link Lover, Sonic has such cute feet.
You sure about that?
Let's see them. Yeah, let's take those shoes off, baby. Let's.
Are you sure? You sure about that? All right. I mean, different strokes, different folks.
Live your truth. I mean, do what you will, but.
All right.
That's the only foot message you're getting through here. Any more of that shit, and you're getting the mutes.
So far, so good. We might have to stop being rookie if the kid keeps this up.
Next, we've got to get to the computers at the chemical plant and shut down the Death Egg's weapon system.
Perfect. I've been waiting for my turn to bust some heads.
Okay, let me read this message from Sonic Guru just to clarify his point, because I may have misread that. My point was that Sonic is bad regardless of what the game provides, whereas bad games like Ride to Hell are welcomed with an open mind before the bad game stamp hits it. I don't know if that's necessarily true either.
Capture the chemical plant.
Just in the terms of like, because the first people to see a game like a Ride to Hell, right? Well, what's the process of Ride to Hell making into the broader consciousness is that GameSpot reviews it, gives it 1.0, or Giant Bomb does their quick look of it, and so they formulate the initial opinion of that game, and then it can make its way out to the broader audience. But those people are already ready to write that game off. They've already been instructed, told that the game is bad, and that they're generally not willing to give it any merits. Or when a game is a bad game, people aren't looking to highlight positives or give like a measured perspective on it, right? Except for me, right? Freak that I am. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone else say anything positive about a Baddie the Hell Retribution. Like, I get your point. Like, I think back what I said earlier about like, people. I get what you're saying now, like, people are at least willing to give these games a shot versus a Sonic game. But I don't even know if that's true necessarily, because I think people are primed with any bad game that comes down the assembly line, because the first exposure, people are not seeking out bad games for themselves anymore these days. It's either a YouTuber tells them about it, or like a gaming journalism website tells them about it, but it's hard to find like a really community-grown bad game, like a Death Crimson would be back in the day.
Like, to Cass's point, how many YouTube videos do you get recommended? Just question to the audience, how many YouTube videos do you get recommended that said, I played X so you don't have to?
Yeah, I obviously hate that format. Like, let's be very clear, like, I think it's a negative that people don't give bad games at least a chance to, like...
I'm sorry, what?
That something came down from the ceiling, only,
Okay, so I guess that's how that behaves. Anyway, play it so you don't have to.
Yeah,
you don't
I think it's a very lame way to clickbait your video, to build an expectation the game is going to be so unbelievably bad when it can just be like a very middling game or like kind of boring bad. We've completely like destroyed like categorization of bad games to where like flawed but ambitious, or low budget but good ideas, or bad controls and a novel execution. Like, that sort of, those distinctions don't exist anymore. It's just bad is bad. And obviously that's why I tried to create like a sort of categorization for bad games. I know I've brought it up in the past, but different tiers of bad game.
Cool. That wasn't
weird control there.
That was not very well broadcast.
Yeah, I saw that just from my end, and I'm just like, that didn't make any sense, or you didn't have like enough time on the approach there to really react, or maybe just the controls weren't adequate there. But yeah, so like as far as like those types of videos, I think they destroy discourse. Is all I'm trying to say. Is all I'm trying to get out is just like, I think videos like that are fucking lame. I think that it's on people who are like, if you're compelled by bad games, I don't need to explain this to people who follow us, right? Yeah. Because our mission statement has always been like, give bad games a chance, give them like their due process. And so I'm trying to like harbor that sort of like school of thought around it. But for so many people, it's just like parrot opinions. Whatever they tell us is what we believe. Whatever the AVGN says is the gospel truth. And it's as far as their interrogations of these games go. Whereas a game like Ride to Hell, personally, I think is, obviously like it's very unfinished. It's very raw. You can see how the sausage gets made when you have like literal lines of code floating above your character's head, like literal lines of text saying like, array variable here, like just floating above Jake's head as you play that game. But at the same time, like, there's like interesting ideas to that game. There's really novel concepts that they had to scale down. I think that game is genuinely enjoyable if you can like, embrace some of the jank of it. I think there's like a value or a merit to that game, just because we're using it as an example, so it's fresh on the mind. But so in the same way, like a game like this that I'm saying strikes me as validly not a great, didn't come together. I think would anyone disagree if I said that? But I can still admit, like, or I can still say that there's probably like some levels in this that are fun, some ideas in this. It probably controls well enough. It has polish.
Some of it controls well enough.
I guess not the classic Sonic stuff, or even some like the minor like one-off bits in here that are a bit janky. But
I have a post somewhere on co-host that was just some clips of me playing off stream and just mysterious deaths. Like, just moments where the physics were just like, you know what, no, not today.
The problem, I think that's the thing that people really hone in on with when they're talking about bad Sonic games, is this like, you're on, so these games are entirely about momentum, right? About like getting high speed and like those like, twitch reflexes. Even though a lot of the stuff is like very like cheated, obviously, like, you have more wiggle room than then it would appear moving at the speeds that you're moving at. You think that moving at 7,000 miles per hour would mean that, like, you know, like one mispress or like, you know, being like a millisecond late moving left or right is the difference between life and death. It's really not that cut and dry. It's a lot of it is like illusions, is smoke and mirrors. But, you know, the point I'm trying to make is that when the illusion falls apart, when you run into that one bit, when you trip on that one pixel that sends you flying out of bounds and off screen, or you can't complete the loop, or it is like when it falls apart in that moment, it's so you so hyper focus on it, and it can be like, you know, barely your fault. It can like come out of nowhere when you think you're doing everything right. It can come from just like holding forward, and then suddenly like you were at such an angle that causes you to fall off the track. And like when that shit happens, it feels like the worst. And it's so easy to highlight those and be like, look at this fucking game.
Move.
Because it's such like an easily digestible, easily explainable issue.
Cut out the power supply.
It translates very well to video or what have you.
This is a death egg!
This is a death egg!
Don't sweat it. The other Sonic has this under control.
Oh no, I'm so sorry for you. You had to play another one of these fucking levels. Music.
Hey,
Okay.
that system's still up. I thought we shut it down.
Probably switched over to auxiliary power. Not to worry. Sonic's on the job. He'll find a way through.
Don't worry, Sonic's on the job. He'll find a way through. Oh, I was hoping that was gonna be a bottomless pit.
You try to set up a bid best you can, but
okay. Well,
Pro Striker 92 says, I hope Crash of the Titans gets a re-release on Steam. I remember playing on 360 and I liked it. It was my first Crash since Warp. Probably should have read the message before that where Sonic Guru said, like, Crash of the Titans, not a great game even for a reboot, but I enjoy it more than the sequel, Mind Over Mutant, and in Crash Twinsanity, which is just a buggy mess. And Sonic Guru also saying, too many times I've heard that excuse with speedrunners, one fuck up and it's worst game. Well, I'm gonna say this. Never go to speedrunners for video game opinions. and never go to speedrunning fans for video game opinions either. You know, I've enjoyed a speedrun from time to time, but the way that people, like, you know, when I got out of bounds here, you shouldn't be able to get out of bounds in any game. Like, all games are gonna have issues like this if you dig deep enough. If you're someone who's playing a game like 20 hours a day, 7 days a week to try and grind it out, like, of course you're gonna stumble on shit that doesn't work. Of course you're gonna bang your head against it. Of course you're gonna look for like the breaks between the lines of code. And, you know, of course you're gonna run into like weird anomalous issues, but those issues are not indicative of like anyone else's experience with the game, what a casual consumer will like deal with in the course of a game.
I've never really known speedrunners to be like, I found this exploit and that's why this game sucks. It's
community in that sense, where people will point to like speedrun tech and be like, this game's so broken that they can do this in it.
Okay.
And that shit is lame.
I feel like that generally comes from
speedrunners who have complaints about games based on their inability to do things, like, you know, in the way that they'll gate, like, you know, they'll prevent, like, oh, they kept me from getting out of bounds here. Fuck this game's not even worth running. And it's like, they're not making it for you. Yeah.
I feel like the people, though, who would point at speedruns and go like, oh, this game is so broken, look at, you can do this and this and whoops, are probably not speedrun fans necessarily, because speedrun fans would probably understand that I feel like I should have been able to get in there.
Yeah, they would give you invincibility frames, but not enough to get through or do anything that... Whatever. Don't even question it at this point. Nah, that comes across as too snarky. These classic Sonic levels feel like they just have like really like... that these really are the low light of this game.
Yeah, I mean...
that one casino level still like... I'm still having nightmares about that level and how fucking bad that was.
It really doesn't help that... yes, classic Sonic feels very strange in this game. And like having like really weird momentum in a casino stage is really bad.
You still get an S rank, good.
Yep.
Even after losing those like 300 rings or whatever at that bottom, at the bottom of that.
Wait, what do we get? A scarf, more bangs.
Unfortunate haircut. Let's try the brown mustache out.
Okay.
That might go better with the hat and whatnot, you know?
And S rank, so I get that, those, that. Oh, cutscene. Oh, good job. classic Sonic. You sure ran past that sign and did that.
Ruby's power should be down to almost
Did Sonic get out of there in time?
Not our Sonic, who gives a shit?
And their clever little plots. They're like something on your shoe that you can't wipe off.
It appears they've taken our legs right out from under us. Quite impressive, really.
I don't have legs. Neither do you, dude.
Don't remind me, dude.
I miss when he sounded like a cowboy.
5 more hours before the plan is executed. Infinite, let's make a tactical retreat so that we can remobilize our forces.
And by tactical retreat, you mean to say flee with our tails between our legs.
Didn't you lose all your powers in the past, like, minute?
Pleased about this, Doctor.
Shut up and just follow me.
Well, that's what they think.
What? Wait!
Wasn't the whole point of that mission that we were stripping that character of their powers?
That's what they think. I don't know. Maybe. That was the point of the mission.
So you think with taking out the Death Egg that Robotnik would have no sway? That they're literally on the run right now?
Also,
wouldn't that mean like 0% Eggman control?
Do we own the Death Egg now? Actually,
well, we blew it up. You maniacs! You blew it up. But it wouldn't do for it to be missing from the world map here. You see, because there's levels that you can still replay on it.
Is it middle headgear or lower? Is it lower?
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Thank
a better
you.
match.
That works better for me.
I just want to see something.
Yeah, by all means.
Oh, way past cool. Achievement unlocked. Equipped a part in every slot.
Did we not have that earlier?
Guess not. There we go. Alright, no, I don't think we're gonna have anything good to go with that.
No, unfortunately not.
Maybe we've had like a Prince Nez or something that could work.
Oh, another one of these.
They really wanted to stretch out this game, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, name of the game.
Yeah, Sonic Stretch Out.
Doing a lot with a little. You know what I mean. Doing a lot with a little, you know, just recycle. But again, I think these stages are a good thing. I think the more of these this has, the better they'd be for it. Because, you know, at a certain point, like, you know, the one thing about, like, you know, the Sonic community being so factionalized, so intense, is that you have like a community of really hardcore Sonic fans that are really looking for like for big challenges, for like compelling challenge levels in a game like this. So I feel like, yeah, I would like to think, or would assume, that levels like this would be like of some amount of appeal to them. Just being able to do like, you know, gimmick levels, you know, here's like a really like small, like compact little short level where you have to like master this mechanic that you maybe would, you know, be able to memorize in the larger game if we like incorporate these stage gimmicks, but we're not building entire levels around it in the like in the Mario has like led to so many mods, right? So many of those Kaizo levels, like the ability to like completely master like these obscure mechanics that don't usually come up in gameplay.
Greatest weapon. The Sonics have made an opening for us. We can't just let that go to waste.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. Time to settle the score.
Now that the Phantom Ruby is out of the way, we can finally smash Eggman into an omelet.
Hey, don't count your chickens before you smash your eggs.
Huh?
They're doing egg puns because Eggman is.
The fact that Eggman and Infinite are still around means we can't let our guard down.
By the way, has anyone seen the other me around here? Did he get off the...
I just want to okay?
All right, fine. Everyone get your game face on. The target is Eggman at the central tower.
Sonic Guru says don't boost. I don't know if that means for this level or if it was in the previous level. Was there boosting in that challenge level?
I'm going to assume they mean this level.
All right, well, don't boost then. Let's see what happens.
Ask ahead no matter what. Let's do this, everyone. Charge!
All right, don't use the X button challenge. I don't know why. You know what? Yeah. Don't
Well,
let
after
them know.
the 2D part, they specify.
Okay.
We can capture Eggman We win. Find out where he's at, Sonic.
We'll provide as much cover as we can.
All right, chasing Eggman is what I do best. I'll track him down in no time.
That's my only skill, and it's completely non-marketable.
So I got arrested. I got, like, you know, detained for 6 months because of it. So I guess not that good.
Just a little. Let me have some fun. No.
Are we missing something here? Is there supposed to be like some
I can see why. You see how there's like no guardrails right there? I have a feeling that potentially I could have just flown off the edge.
Okay, I mean that's not a reason to not boost. I mean,
well,
because you're clearly playing well enough to not like fall off of them, you know.
Good. I don't know why that's there.
If you were airborne,
Whoopsies.
to play a trick on you, if you like got enough speed to come out of it, like at a vertical, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they just wanted to stop your momentum so you didn't like, you know, have max speed, so you could at least like see the platforming incoming there, so you had an appropriate time to respond to it. I don't know, who's to say why developers put things in levels? Who's to say what level design is? Sonic Guru clarifying, you would have. The turning and drift don't move you enough to not fall off.
Yeah, I can see how that would have happened. Let's see. Can I? Oh, nope. All right. This is kind of an awkward thing.
It's a very start-stoppy level.
Yeah. Yep, that's why, and that is why. That's why you wouldn't want to boost.
Well, then you shouldn't have told us not to do that. Then we need to show that.
Yeah.
You know, I will say, like, you know, don't. This is a general rule for chat. You know, you couldn't know, so I'm not like chastising. But if there is something in the game that does not show it in a flattering light, we don't just get to skip that. If there is something that is bad in the design, we're supposed to show that. We're giving these games the benefit of the doubt, but you still need to show the parts that don't fucking work. You know?
Like, unless it's something that, hey, the game will crash if you do this.
And even then, I'd want to crash the game, because that's a pretty major error. If you have a game that crashes, if you do something in game that like is very easy to accidentally do or intuitive to do, that's something you need to show for consumers.
Let me rephrase that. If this will blue screen your computer, maybe we avoid doing that on stream.
I will take that sacrifice.
Sonic Guru said, I have expected you to do it anyway. Yeah, I was planning on doing it.
By the way, the end of that level is just you standing in front of Eggman, kind of staring him down.
Do we want
really low budge?
Do we want to go into this fight like this, or we want to change it up? We haven't given this out
one more.
Much. Yeah, let's do one more of that. I'm assuming a cutscene.
Welcome, Sonic. Glad you could make it to your funeral. Infinite, do it!
Should have killed us when you had the chance, doofus.
What is that? Arr. That, my spiky little trinity, is null space.
Null space?
It's a little something that the Phantom Ruby cooked up. A closed-off space where absolutely nothing exists. Good
Ohio!
Sonic, my soon-to-be eradicated nemesis. Enjoy all the nothing.
Buddy, don't! You'll be sucked in too!
Tails is all alone again.
Ruby's power source.
Tisk. Since you always destroy the power source of my weapons, I decided to learn from my mistakes. I had a backup power source created under Metropolis.
Maybe don't mention that out loud, but...
You just have to rub it in.
This isn't where we were meant to end up. Let's head back. Everyone's waiting for us.
Oh, do we get Vaporwave, Hoobastank? No?
I don't think we're getting much of anything except for these admittedly cool visuals.
Nothing can contain the two of us at max power. Not even null space.
Was that the whole level?
What's up, everyone?
No.
That was such a nothing of a...
You two just up and disappeared.
How do we resolve this plot point? What if we resolved it? Okay.
What a,
Good.
what a
Good
fucking
enough.
horrible... I'm sorry. That was some of the most hacky shit. That's the most, like, cut content nonsense I've ever
lyrics.
seen.
Boobs things back. Whoops. Well, fuck those enemies.
Sonic Guru saying the half-lidded eye annoys me. I know it's meant to be a confused expression, but it's choppy and lazy. Sonic Boom ROL had better Rise of Lyric had better facial expressions. Null Space was supposed to be longer. Yeah, but it wasn't. You introduce it as this huge like weapon that Eggman has, and then we're out of it in literally 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Keep the upper hand. We should have things under control soon.
At that point, just cut it. Like, I'm sorry, it was cool. Visually, that was cool for like the 16 seconds we had it on screen, but you can't frame that as like a super weapon, as Eggman's like coup de grace that's gonna finally defeat Sonic, and then just done.
Yeah.
I've been preparing for this my entire life. Okay, we're done.
How are we gonna get out of this one? Let's see. Let's get out of it. Genius.
It's shit like this that makes me think like this whole narrative is just scrap it, do something else.
I'm happy to have Fist Bump back, at the very least.
Like, ambitious? This is the ambitious Sonic narrative. Too ambitious, perhaps, if they did not have the time to see it through, to commit to it. I don't know what the conditions were of this game's development. I haven't done the full research. I don't even know if like there's any information out there for something like this.
Hey.
If there's any transparency. Yeah, I'm just looking at this shot too.
Y'all have any? Y'all have any?
We're all just appreciating the sunsets. I don't know what kind of duress this game was made under, but boy, oh boy.
I thought we were gonna have like a whole level in Null Space, and like we're gonna do a whole thing like to get out of there.
I would have been fine with it if it was a whole level. I would have been fine with it if it was just a 2-minute, 3-minute level in this game full of 2-3-minute levels. That would have been enough to be like, okay, at least they made it substantial. But this first 16 seconds of this level that was 2 minutes and 23 seconds long for you to beat, that's where it becomes unacceptable.
Excuse me.
The stage is called Null Space.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get under the Phantom Ruby's null space.
Now, maybe by myself, but I had a little help from my friend. Something you wouldn't understand since you don't have any friends.
This changes nothing. Dr. Eggman will still have the last laugh.
Maybe he'd have more friends if he didn't talk about himself in the third person.
So we just totally let him get away, right, buddy? Yep.
Yeah. It's not like Sonic is known for his speed, not like he can catch up to him or anything, God forbid. Oh, getting out of Null Space gave us 10% of the worlds back, I guess.
Secret 6. You can now play Reverse Block 1. Alright. Let's play Reverse Block 1.
Why not?
Oh.
Okay, here's a very minor complaint I'm coming up with. I think that all these secret levels, all these bonus or extra stages, these gimmick stages, I like them. I still like them. I would think that they should all be consistently Avatar stages or all consistently Sonic stages. You should either have variety of tools to approach each of them with to like find unique ways around the gimmicks, or you should have no tools and have to engage with the mechanics of the game. Just across the board, rather than like going back and forth between this extra stage is an Avatar stage, this extra stage is a Sonic stage.
I mean, I think it's fine that they're a mix. Because you get to...
It's not cohesive. It doesn't flow.
I don't know. I mean, this whole game is about
play
like,
to the strengths of it.
This whole game is about having multiple gameplay styles, so... I feel like it would be
Comes
weird
back to my belief that they should have committed more to the Avatar stuff. There should have been more just pure Avatar stages. That Sonic shouldn't be in this fucking game at all, honestly, is my, is still my contention.
Don't understand what's going on with this stage, to be honest. Oh, I had to just kill everything. Okay, that was the... This stage is pretty awkward.
Yeah, for those who don't know, my contention that my argument I made in the first episode is that Sonic should have stayed in prison the entire level, or entire game.
Achievement unlocked for clearing all secret stages.
That's it?
That was all the secret stages.
There's only 6 of them?
No, that's not counting the extra stages, which are different than the secret stages.
Which are 2 different things for some reason. Sonic Guru says, should have been more Avatar, like skill challenges for each Wisp-On, then pick one and have fun. Yeah, like that's exactly what I'm getting at, is that, if you're going to have this character that is dynamic in the sense that different weapons, dramatically affect their gameplay, like use that as a jumping off point for the gimmick levels and be like, what tool will work best in this scenario, but still giving you the freedom to choose which tool works best. But again, like, this is like, at that point, like, they don't have time to consider these things in the design of this game, which is already like, being done under the gun with like minimal money and minimal whatever else. What are we going for here?
That Sukuban thing.
Okay. Gotta get the skirt.
Now, I think the skirt is...
Admittedly, it's a short skirt. A Sukuban would wear like a long skirt. I kind of like that. That's a good body paint option to have ones that like kind of completely like the zebra print ones and whatnot. Not for this thing, but just like should have been more of those.
So the problem is
just like the Kill Bill suit or the Bruce Lee suits.
The problem is we could do sailor shirt or skirt. We can't do both.
This might be a wash then. Yeah, no, they're not giving you the tools to,
All right. Now, wait a minute.
You're thinking Dark Cowboy?
Yeah.
Black mustache, then. Yeah, that's the look. Robber Baron style.
No, that's weird.
Wrap one. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. That one in the middle. Okay, I just wanted to see that real quick.
The black? Oh, okay, you wanted to see
No,
it.
no, yeah.
I don't think that goes with the black. Real golf cowboy hours.
That works for this.
Okay.
And then black boots. And do we just have like pure black pants? You could say these are like chaps, I guess. You can be like,
do I have anything that's a
leather cowboy? That's very Django Kill. Whoa. If you live shoots, which is a deep cut Western spaghetti Western reference for anyone out there who appreciates this thing. That's the one. That's the look.
There we go. Okay.
And save that as a separate look for the Avatar's villain era.
Baddie's baddie.
Yeah, Baddie's baddie phase. What
I still think our hard gay era.
No, that is in my mind.
Look.
That's the canonical baddie. Even though like I'm so cowboy themed, I'm so cowpoke coded. I still think hard gay baddie is.
Plan goes down.
There's no more time. We have to break into the fortress now.
Indeed, this is it. Our last opportunity to bring peace back into the world.
High stakes.
When the battle ends, we'll have to part with Sonic. I mean, this Sonic.
Okay. Pause. Don't advance. Mm-hmm. First of all, we haven't seen Classic Sonic since the death thing. I just assumed he was dead, like for real, or went back to his home planet off screen. Secondly, Tails, you have Sonic back. You have like this world Sonic. Why are you still like clingy to this? All your dreams came true. The mission.
Well, now he knows what it's like to have two Sonics at the same time. And he's like, oh, I can't go back.
Jeez, Tails, your mom lets you have 2 Sonics at the same time? 2 Sonics for lunch at the same time? Yeah, this is just... The Tails fan in me hates this characterization of Tails as either completely useless and stumbling and, like, affected by, like, you know, whatever happened, and is unable to, like, rise to the occasion, and then, like, not communicating with the team. This really is, Magic Meow says, this is the character assassination of Tails. And yeah, I'd have to agree. I've hated everything they've done with my favorite boy in this game.
Yes, if the Phantom Ruby is gone, I guess he'll be returned to his dimension.
Don't give a shit, Amy.
Sonic, I'll never forget what you did for us.
Save the sentiments for later. This is not over yet. We still have a battle to fight.
Exactly.
Thank you, Y-Table, for the... That's a very good emoji post.
Hey, a new level, a new location.
I've only pull out the last seconds. Well, I'm sorry, what? Also, why are they running fast? Why are they going so slow? This is bad. This is not impressive in the least.
Hey, Infinite! Long time no see. Did you miss me?
Why, yes, I did. I've been looking forward to finishing you and your annoying friends. I trust you're all ready for oblivion. If you're not, oh well.
Oh yeah, that remaster's coming out, isn't it? Yeah, I'm ready.
E102 saving the day?
That's Omega, technically.
Oh.
Omega, you've joined us? Awesome.
E102 blew the fuck up. Whoops, did not mean to hit that button.
I will burn your resistance to ashes, and you along with it.
Gotta be kidding. That's just a special effect, right?
No, it's not. While we're under the Phantom Ruby's control, it's a part of our reality.
Again, making it not really illusions, so I don't know what everyone was talking about earlier of that. It's like essentially just real.
All upon you all. Boom. The end. Your pathetic lives are over.
So was mine. Didn't really think this one through.
Look, it's reacting. Eggman said something about the Phantom Ruby prototypes. Let me see.
You know, I think Baddie was supposed to run off from the sunset, not the other way around.
Oh, it is. He said the Phantom Ruby prototypes only react to the person who activated it. That must be you, buddy. Your courage and heroism are probably what triggered it. Just maybe, if you use this, it can make that sun disappear.
We don't get burnt up first.
Can't wait to hit the A button 2 times and that music?
We made it so far. We were so close.
This is truly world-shattering.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Weird. Like, I get, like, they're trying to go for somber tones because, like, the world's at stake here, but this is not the right tone for this level.
I want to try that again because I don't know what happened with
Made it so far. We were so close.
that.
This is truly world-shattering.
Isn't there anything we can do?
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
We need to fight fire with fire. If you can get close enough to that sun,
It's just such a strange music choice.
Yeah.
Like, they're making it like Baddie's about to, like, self-sacrifice at the end of this.
Wait, that's a new move. I've never done that before in this game.
Mechanics to the last second. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it. Bye.
I couldn't even keep track of Baddie on the screen there because there were, again, backgrounds too busy. That's a me problem. That's a me not liking platformers and being bad at them at the same time problem. It's almost like they're concomitant or something, but... Alright, keep wall jumping your way all the way up to the sun.
Yep, that's the plan.
long
Sonic Guru says, next time you use the hover Wisp-On, breaks the stage.
Did I hit a checkpoint? Yes, I did. Something. Okay, something feels weird. I think it might be like cheating the physics a little bit here, in that one section.
Yeah, trying to like exaggerate them for.
Yeah. Bye.
I think you're just going too fast. I think you might need to just slow it down.
Bullshit.
I think you might just need to land on every platform here rather than jumping over every other platform.
It's a Sonic game. That is blasphemous. Everyone knows that the correct way to play a Sonic game is to just go forward and, like, not pay attention to any of your surroundings and then complain when you fall into pits.
I mean, that's how people have been doing it for decades at this point.
And then you're supposed to say, I thought Sonic games were about going fast. That's how you play Sonic games.
You know, it's almost as if, this is a crazy take, because I'm absolutely someone who's made the argument, like, yo, Sonic 1 sucks, because all you're doing is, like, you're waiting on platforms after I'm staying on, like, the marble blocks as they go through the lava. It takes forever. I thought it was about going fast. You know, if it was a game just entirely about holding right and doing nothing else or occasionally jumping, that would get fucking boring. You had to have platforming in your platformer at a certain point, it turns out.
That layout didn't make a whole lot of sense, but alright, whatever. That didn't seem to flow.
Show everyone what you're made of.
Come on, you can make it.
Weird music.
I'm not getting what they're going for here. But again, this game has been tonally all over the place anyway, so I mean, what's new?
I feel like we ended the last episode at like a point where the game started to fall off. I think the game is like kind of fallen off a lot here in this like last half of the game. Like it doesn't.
They're rushing to a conclusion here for sure. Yeah. Which I guess is what happens when you have to finish development earlier than expected. You don't have time to put all the stuff in your game that you're hoping for when you don't have, you know, the build-up that you were expecting.
Because your lives are now over.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Buddy?
Oh my god, if Buddy actually does self-sacrifice...
Like, Baddie has to be there.
It's gone.
Baddie has to be there for the final boss fight.
Impossible! I thought all the
Close enough.
Destroyed.
A costly oversight, Doctor. This is why I always check and double-check, as any good scientist would.
This is the turning point, guys. Time to press our advantage and kick major butt.
Many of you will die here today.
But it will be worth it.
Actually, I didn't have a follow-up to that. I just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, let's go.
Is this the final level?
Nah, this can't be the final level. The final, I'm going to call it the final level is going to be a Sonic and Avatar level. So we can double boost at the end.
Yeah, you're right. Wait, they have ships now?
Who has ships?
The Resistance. Knuckles is saying, you know, get the ships and provide like cover or whatever.
Sure, why not? I mean,
if they had ships, why do they even have ground forces? Why do we have that whole shot of? Ooh, that's rough.
Let me pay attention to what they're saying now.
We should be weaker now. This is our only chance to defeat Infinite.
All ships, provide backup to Sonic and the others. Draw the enemy's attention.
Maybe their ships are entirely distraction based.
Your guess is as good as mine. This is so messy.
Yes. Yes, agreed.
Hey, that guy's solar mustache.
Yeah.
It must have fallen off when we stopped the sun or whatever.
I'll have to account for that in the next time we change Baddie's outfit. The mustache fell off.
We're falling under attack. Keep an eye
I think next time we change Baddie's outfit, it's going to have to go back to the canon look. If that's the end of the game.
Yeah, I think so. Finish strong. We got them in that cutscene. We got them in that level. Cowpoke's last hurrah.
Evacuate the flagship. All hands abandon ship. Sorry, Sonic. We've done all we can. Good luck out there.
I hope
No, we can't.
final words. I hope they die in a fiery explosion as that's happening. Not because I mean just because the stakes are so weird in this game. It's so weirdly like, you know, somber or like serious in parts, but like none of the gameplay matches, none of the tonality matches. Ostensibly we're losing Anthros by the hundreds, but just short.
And well, that's not his hat. He was wearing a white one. So to say, we got his hat, but no. Versus Infinite. I'm still gonna put Baddie in the... Not the closet. No, not the fitting room, the closet. There we go.
Oh, but didn't they have a hat?
We
Yeah, we
added
need to
the
put the
hat
hat
for a
back
little
on.
bit. You want the hat? I didn't care for the hat, to be honest, but... You can go with the hat.
I think the hat is like... No, one left. Yeah, that's definitely like, you know... Is that not like... No, I mean, what is... Race Ramon has like the little like sailor cap thing.
Oh, whoops. What did I do?
I'm pulling up a picture of Hard Gay now.
Oh
yeah,
no, I know what he looks like. I accidentally took the glasses off though.
Oh yeah, the glasses are very necessary. The aviators,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I know that's what Hardy looks like. I just thought... I personally think Baddie looks better without the hat, but we can go with the hat.
DV's Vacuum says, we're losing Anthros by the hundreds. Haven't heard that since the Tumblr crackdown. Pro Circuit saying Baddie goes Rob Halford. Yeah. The name I struggled to remember last episode.
Pathetic little hedgehog. Even with the Phantom Ruby weakened,
I think I heard Infinite's supposed to be a jackal.
to smash you into blue jelly.
They should call him Infinite the Jackal.
I'll show you how outclassed you really are.
I'm in a class all my own. Time to put up or shut up, Infinite.
I think narratively, like one of the things that absolutely doesn't work for me with the tonality of this game is just like Sonic not changing. Sonic being completely like, you know, a static character to the max. Just being like a goofball.
Clown. Might as well make it for the...
I mean, that's Sonic to me is like perpetual goofball.
It is, but this isn't the game for it. Or at least not the narrative for it, you know? Not the narrative they landed on does not gel with this. The Sonic in prison for 6 months, tortured horrendously by Eggman, losing, you know, they've lost the battle.
I'm telling you, Sonic's into that. On boost.
Sonic,
There
you were
we
saying
go.
there's Infinite's name he gives himself. His real name is unknown, though fans call him Zero.
Oh,
Does any of
his
that ultimately
species-
matter, I guess, or...
I'm just saying, I think I remember reading that his species is supposed to be a jack. Oh, I thought the game crashed.
The Phantom Ruby's energy is recharged. Perish along with your useless friends.
My friends got me this far, and together, we're gonna win.
Oh, okay.
These are nothing but a fleeting illusion. You can count on nobody but yourself.
Your mask can't hide outside.
Oh, libertarian.
Phantom Ruby virtual reality of yours is the real illusion.
I would like some rings, please. Something hasn't fucked up on my end, right? We're still streaming out.
No, I'm here, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Here's the screen flash. Blah. The screen flash for a moment.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just had to do something in chat real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a kind of flat fight here. We do have the avatar for this, or the icon for the stage did indicate it was just a Sonic only stage, right?
Yeah.
But here's, so this could very well be the final stage. This could be the last thing you do in this game, or at least in terms of the main campaign.
I feel like that can't be it. Like, we haven't.
Or whereas I'm getting that this game has been full of anticlimaxes and flat level ends, so why not just end the game on a flat note too?
You know what? I think you're right, unfortunately.
They can just make up for it with a cutscene at the end. They can just do all the stuff they want to do in the cutscene.
Double boost. No lyrics. Oh, is it just going to do the thing again? Yeah, it just ends. Thump.
Off. This is some of the most unfinished shit I've ever seen.
Here's the big climactic ending. Here it comes. Here it comes. Double boost. And
this is wild. I chihuahua. That's. So 27 stage, unless there's a 28 stage, unless we're just like really calling this wrong.
I feel like there has to be another stage, right? I mean, I got an achievement for beating Infinite, but that's a look. Combine those two.
Just those two items and that's it. Oh, 3 items. Like, this narrative is bad enough as it is. End so flatly would be just like the insult.
Cannot be defeated.
Wrong.
Cherry on top.
The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship.
Cut the credits.
Things you and your counterfeit cronies lack.
No, wait. I can still fight.
Huh?
Ooh.
You never fail to surprise me, Sonic. I didn't believe Infinite could lose. Victory will be so much sweeter when I defeat you.
But for now, I surrender. Take me to jail, please.
Nuisance, my plan just went into overtime.
Okay, stop him? Like, stop him, right?
I guess there's more. Sonic Hero says there's 3 more stages.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so it's not over, but...
Hey, Classic Sonic's alive.
Unfortunately.
Phantom Ruby signal is moving underground. Eggman is up to something again.
Doctor hasn't given up. Don't let your guard down yet.
Okay.
We have to find the entrance to the central tower and stop Eggman.
I'm listening to the soundtrack because I want to hear the instrumentation in this.
Fuck.
This one's almost okay. It's definitely better than some of the previous ones that we've heard. Oh my god, this is so mean. with the issues this character has with momentum specifically, to have that shit like twice in a row is.
I can't believe that where we stopped in the last stream really was like the halfway point between like this game has enjoyable levels and man, these levels have some real issues.
Are you fucking kidding me with this?
Okay.
Like I can tell you're just holding, like just hold left, right? Okay.
Okay, no, I let go of everything at this point.
You let go of it at that point, so holding
Yeah.
left is what killed you the first time.
Yeah, I just let... Sometimes if you're holding in a direction, like, the game wants you to let go.
You.
Yeah, the game wants you to let go and let its physics take over. If you're still holding a direction, then you are interfering with what the game wanted to happen, and you just, like, go somewhere unintended.
Keep changing that between fucking Sonic games! They're absolutely Sonic games where you continue to hold direction to maintain speed, like during like loop-to-loops or like, you know, reverses and like upside down running on the ceiling stuff. You can't change that! You can't just mix that up between games or even characters in the same game. You're not allowed to do that. Sonic Guru says this stage has one of the worst gimmicks of any Sonic game that thankfully is seen rarely, but is still BS even for 2017.
You mean auto-scroller?
I would assume so.
I would have thought these things would have been falling, these things I'm standing on.
Just to add that much more tension, or, you know.
No luck here either.
I'm just not going to press anything.
My money's on the area the other Sonic is searching.
You probably should have,
confirming that's the auto-scroller, that is. I mean, whatever, you gotta mix up the gameplay.
You probably should have, oopsies. Probably should have, come up with another code name for Sonic other than saying Sonic, other Sonic, that Sonic. Like, could have called one of them Steve. Do I go this way? I know there was a red coin down there, but I have stopped caring about the red coins.
Yeah, can't blame you for that. Imagine me out saying, simply call them Modern Sonic and Classic Sonic. I don't know if that works. When, hey, Modern Sonic!
We can get in through that passage.
That actually raised someone's question. In universe, if they started calling this Sonic Classic Sonic, current Sonic would be like, hey, what do you mean classic? Hey, why are you calling that one classic? What's wrong with me?
Also, it's a good thing that you died, because there's an Amy line there that I want to acknowledge when it pops back up again.
Well, we'll have a few moments to get ready to see it again.
Suppose so. It's around here, I think.
A little bit further. Someone else talks first, I think, but...
Yeah, I think Knuckles cues it up.
Here we go. No? Okay, I think it's when we hit the loop-de-loop at the end.
Alright. It's always so hard to account for these things when the dialogue pops up mid-level.
Yeah. Alright, here. Wait, okay, now, A, now it's not doing it, and B, what the fuck? Do I need to spin dash? I figured I would have enough speed because I went through a booster. Do I have to spin dash through the booster to get enough speed to go through there?
So the line that Amy said, because I'm guessing it's not going to pop up for whatever fucking reason, even though every other line has been doubled up when you replay the level, was Amy saying, whoa, having two Sonics is so dreamy. You think she would have said that earlier. She would have established that earlier, before the scene where she's like, you know, then we have to say goodbye to classic Sonic, where she's torn up about it in the portrait screen. That's just sloppy storytelling. That's just out of sequence. If you're really trying to build characters here and establish motivations and continuity.
No. Okay. All right. I'm going to, spin dash on the last path. Yeah, that was the answer. If you put a speed boost in a section where I'm supposed to run real fast, I'm going to assume that running through the speed boost is going to give me the speed. I assume that's why the speed boost was there.
Yeah, it's bad telegraphing. That's bad conveyance of what you're supposed to do of what they intend for. The same way that having it so holding right is not what you're supposed to do when you come up the other side of it. It's just things that in previous Sonic games would not result in deaths, but in this game do, or even between different levels in this game because you're switching back and forth between classic and modern Sonic or whatever.
Remember at the end of the Alone in the Dark playthrough we did, where you just the end of the game made you turn on the entire thing at the very end? I'm almost there.
And to be clear, that first episode, you were I wasn't even dogging on the gameplay. I was kind of more just dogging on the narrative stuff, of being this gameplay seems like it has something to it. We've been giving this game a fair chance, I want to say. To our credit, we came into this game with an open heart and open mind.
And you know what? I'll get into my thoughts when we get to the end.
Sure. Yeah. Good time for it.
I'm not ready to write this whole thing off, but I have thoughts now, especially with this last episode in mind. And we still have to do episode Shadow.
Yeah.
The signal is headed for the reactor. Have to hurry. The reactor's in the innermost part of the fortress.
The defense system is too tough to break through by normal means.
Good thing we're not normal. We'll find a way.
We're kind of fucked up. I'm a talking hedgehog. Ain't nothing normal about that.
I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal.
Where Eggman built Infinite.
It's so sad.
You see, Eggman, you take my 66 in a... I'm not gonna go any further with that.
The reactor is close. Hurry!
We're on it. Here goes.
Yeah, that our avatar gets to take the lead for a second here. That Baddie gets to... That Sonic's starting to keep up with Baddie now. Really makes us feel like equals.
They made it! We actually made it!
Use a little breather right about now. I'll feel better once we blow this thing to pieces.
Oh, I thought I was making forward progress if I was just hitting that thing, but nope.
Nope, you gotta break all the tubes. These vague, ill-defined tubes.
For a moment, I thought just hitting the attack button would, like, propel me forward a little bit, but no.
Thrilling, huh, partner?
Final judgment of the game. Yeah, we're getting there. Up. Now they're throwing this all at us. Oh, nice of you to join us, Hoopus Tank.
Zero gameplay here, by the way, right? It's just...
But here's gameplay. Woo! Okay.
Flat.
Yeah, like... How is it, like, the first time they did it was... Okay, not... The answer is not... They overdid it. I'm asking, like...
No, they underdid it, yeah.
Yeah, they underdid it, but, like, the first time felt more impactful, and that was, like, in the middle of a stage and just, like, going through some stuff. Like, every time they've done double boost after that, it's just, like, ended really flatly.
I think it was just, you know, you're taken aback by it the first time. The first time it happens, it's like, this is goofy, but, you know, kind of cool. It's kind of hype. But then they just
Honestly,
can't recapture that moment. And that would have been the closest one. Like, I think exploding behind you, that would be the perfect time for it. They were, like, on the right track with it there, but it just... Oh. I think, you know what it needed? It needed, like, a little, like, cutscene at the end of you, like, getting out, like, you know, of the two characters jumping out at the end of the tunnel as the song reaches its climax.
Yeah.
That's what it's missing.
Do we do reverse block 2?
Yeah, I think so. I think we milked this for all it's worth. I don't know. I think it's like the lack of consistency with design, with how these things are implemented. I think it's just like, you know, between, like, from stage to stage, it's just like there's nothing consistent. And I get that it's supposed to be a game about different perspectives with your different characters and whatnot, but, like, things that should be codified in the design, like, you should have, like, a binder as a developer that says, you know, like, here's the style guide for this sort of thing. Here's how we use this song effectively. And so here are just things that are, you know, not substantive to gameplay, but it's in terms of informing, like, the presentation of the game that you need to, like, have codified in some capacity. And lacking that is why you have moments that just don't hit. That song should always be accompanied by the lyrics unless you miss the boost. And it should play a weak, like, you know, like a funky, like, bad saxophone, like, version of the song they have in, like, Sonic 06, where they have, like, the level clear song, but it's all, like, out of tune. They should have that when you fail the boost. But to have, like, successful boosts without the lyrical accompaniment, just, like, it's like, there's little things like that, you know, you wouldn't, like, really think about, right? Or that, you know, like, or they don't get, like, listed off in, like, you know, like a larger review that has to cover so much of the game that you just, like, sort of, like, get blown past. But yeah, that it's stuff like that. It's the addition. It's the stacking up of all those little things that make this game just feel, like, completely, like, full of holes. It's not cohesive at all.
All right, this might be the last level, right?
I think this is, in fact, the last level, and it's a classic Sonic level.
Yep.
I guess he gets the last word.
I have a feeling all three are going to show up.
We did it! Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won! Come on, now what? Can we ever just win and have that be the end of it?
Look!
The fortress reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps the trump card hidden until the end.
Sonic, what's going on? There aren't less enemies, there's more!
What?
How can there be so many?
Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos
So all the characters you've been seeing already. Got it. Cool. Thanks, Rouge.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable...
Cut to the thousands of enemies, like, actually establish that.
This Death Egg robot has... No! I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form! You will be crushed by this Death Egg robot powered by the Phantom Ruby, and in the end, everything will still be just as I planned!
Your plan went like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile
That seemed to do nothing.
Yeah.
failed so badly. Let's get him.
All right, Tails, you stay here. Oh my God! Fuck off! My poor boy.
Tails, I need you to record this and post it to Twitter.
Remember when Tails used to like work alongside Sonic? Wasn't that great?
Huh? Wait, I missed? Or no, that did hit. I thought we were doing another Dead Man's Volley thing.
Is it just you knock that in? Okay.
Oh, it is. I can do... The perspective on it is very strange.
Absolutely fucked. Yeah. Oh, so this is the strange way to have... Like,
Oopsies.
Okay, alright. Alright, I've seen all I need to see. Fuck this. For whatever reason, that's where I draw the line. Like that volley, not being able to tell the perspective on it, and the floor falling out underneath you because you're tracking the first row of them that are incoming. This is horrible.
I think I need to put on my 3D glasses. Okay.
You can't do this without 3D, you can't gauge the distance on this stuff, how close it is. You don't have a sense of like scale or perspective. This is where another game would have like a circle indicator, like a Time Crisis style, or Virtual Cop style, like this is about to hit. This is like within striking distance. This is the distance it is away from you. You know?
There we go. That went faster. Yep, the invulnerable infinite power of the Phantom Ruby. Yeah, you want
all
to do
the
that
same
again?
design flaws that every Eggman invention has. Okay, so you are switching between the characters here.
Oh wait,
does that mean they're gonna save the Hoobus Tank song for the very end for whoever for I guess Modern Sonic's gonna get the last like hit in on this?
You know what? Okay, here's my guess. And I bet I'm wrong, but if I was making this game, the final hit would be all three working together at the same time. They all three hit at the same moment.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, this game is also about stealing the glory away from all these characters that could have had a chance to get developed, could have had a chance to like stand on their own. You know, all the side characters that we've grown to love over the course of all these games. Amy, Knuckles, it's all they all got the shaft. This could have been a game where Modern Sonic has to take the sideline, but we didn't do that. So why bother giving these characters like a cool final moment?
All right, how far
just
back?
have Modern Sonic land the final blow.
Just here.
Who cares? All these other characters are ancillary.
Go on, rookie. I know you can do this.
Our fate is in your hands.
Weirdly, it's weirdly unpolished, low effort looking to have just like these generic tiles making up like the floor that you're standing on. Just like these floating platforms. I don't know why, but something about this irks me. I guess I'm just salty now. I think I'm just at the point where I'm looking for like anything to complain about because this game has done us so dirty by this point.
It's a little gray, I will say that.
Why not one of those platforms that you see in the background? Why not one of those, like, we see all this shit in the background, like the weird stuff around it. Any of those would have worked better. Would have been something. Would have been something designed.
If you want some color, I mean, Phantom Ruby does tend to make, like, purpley, glowy things. It could have looked like that.
Oh, thanks for the drink cup.
I actually ran out of drink. Oh, I'm in a bad place for this. Hold up.
I keep expecting you to fall off and fall to your death after, like, with the recoil from doing the homing attack there.
Alright, then Modern Sonic gets his turn, right? No? Yeah, this is a fake out.
No, absolutely, yeah. Why not just lead with this?
Whoa. Okay. I was confused about the perspective I was in.
No, I'm still confused about the perspective looking at this.
No, I get it now.
It is 3 Sonics, though.
Yeah.
Or not 3 Sonics, it's 3 characters. All 3 of our guys. So this is an orchestral version of the song, according to Sonic Guru. So I was half right. And you were right. Or half right.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, this is more the kind of music you have for Sonic game final boss.
You know, despite everything that we've been saying this episode, I still get the little goosebumps up my spine. Like it's not hidden like it used to back when I was a kid, but you still feel it when when the music swells. I'm still a sucker for just like, all right, let's send the people home happy.
Yeah, Sonic is good at spectacle, I think. Like this game has faltered a bit in that regard in some cases, like where some of the bosses felt really flat at the end, but it can still pull it out.
Like, I almost hate that this works.
Deep down, we're all Sonic marks.
Yeah. Even if you don't know it, even if you don't accept it, it's just the truth. I mean, mechanically, this is absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
The impression I'm getting that this is, you know, in terms of actual gameplay, is this all style, absolutely no substance.
Victory is ours for the taking. Triple boost.
You should have let that one fall flat.
I considered it. I considered it. Didn't want to do it again. Achievement unlocked, restored piece of the world.
Great. Glad you sewed that up in the last seconds of the game.
What'd I unlock? What's the you beat the game unlockable? Oh yeah, the new weapon.
Cool. I like that little bandana. That could work. Man, all the good shit. Little hand wraps. Eggman shirt. Cute. All right, let's get rewarded.
I like during these scenes, you can see like a lot of the like villains are just standing there and not actually doing anything.
Yeah, no, because they... Yeah, that's why I said don't show these shots. Then I also said show the one shot of, you know, having the thousands of them, so I guess you can't win.
A lot of that yellow rabbit. Look, there.
You only store so many models at once. You only have so much stuff in VRAM.
I guess this is goodbye. Get home safely, Sonic. And
It looks like none of you believe in me anymore. Guess I'll disappear. I'm like Tinkerbell.
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again.
If this game sells well enough.
All right, guys. It's time we cleaned up the mess that Eggman left this world in. And I'm not talking about those illusions he dreamed up for us. We need to fix the real world we all live in.
Did anyone confuse?
Come on.
I'm sorry, what?
Go.
He learned that from Classic Sonic.
Yeah, the famous lines by Classic Sonic. What? What about Infinite?
We kicked his ass. We already beat him.
He's left in shame. That's it. He doesn't come back at the last second. He didn't intervene in the fight and be like, all right, I've learned about the power of friendship or whatever it was you were talking about Sonic, so let's defeat Eggman together. Oh, I thought there was maybe an after crit. No, this is...
Maybe there will be. Who knows?
Flat. Flat.
D-Vex says, time to address climate change, gang.
So that was Sonic Forces, I guess. I know we have the episode Sonic, but...
Oh, there is an epilogue, Sonic Guru says. Tell you what,
Okay.
why don't you say some of your thoughts while I step away from the mic for a few moments.
Zenzi made by Masaki Miyashita. What was Zenzi? That's what my question is. Yeah, this is a curious one. I think I'm pretty confident saying that this fumbled the landing. Fumbled kind of the halfway point, never did recover. You know, I really did want to give this game the benefit of the doubt going into it. I think the OC thing is fun, is neat, is a logical direction for them to have gone in, but not with this narrative at all. I think that's the biggest clash for me still. Like, gameplay, I'm not gonna way too much in, because one, I didn't play it, and two, I kind of hate platformers in the first place, is my running gag, but it's true in that I just don't get much out of these, so... You know, I can point out, stuff that's obviously, inconsistent or, obviously flawed in terms of, just, inputs and implementation, but my issues with this are primarily of the narrative variety in this instance, and that is to say that the game that is about this fun Sonic OC and getting to create your own and be best buddies with Sonic should not also be the game that is about the highest stakes this universe has ever seen. Should not be the same game where Sonic is imprisoned for 6 months and everyone is kind of scrappy guerrilla movement. I get how they landed on that, but I would think at a certain point in writing the plot and writing the screenplay or whatever the equivalent in the game would be, you would realize that the two elements just do not mesh together. And especially when you have to rush the story to a conclusion, have to cut so much out of it, at a certain point just pivot. Just completely pivot your design at a certain point. Which, is obviously more expensive than going back to the drawing board, starting from scratch is obviously. So I'm being very armchair here in that sense. There's obviously logistical things. I'm sure at a certain point they had to commit to whatever vision they had. They had to commit to whatever, we have the assets. There's only so far we can go in the other direction at this point before it becomes completely incongruous. But I don't know, just not work for me. We
gotta bring in a specialist for the Infinite related songs.
Yeah, Jun Sunui. Come on. Dust off the guitar, old buddy.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of hated everything about the narrative of this. I still stick to my original thought that this should have been a Sonic-less game, or at least modern Sonic Gone. But again, that'd be a completely different game. There'd be revolts. There'd be upheaval. This didn't work for me, and Infinite as a villain didn't work for me. None of this worked for me in terms of story. And I get that the Sonic story that I want is never going to get told. It's such a niche, specific thing that I want out of it. But it seems like they were going in that direction. The problem with me is that they picked so much of it. Amy should have been the leader. They have other characters in leadership positions. A plot that prioritizes the other characters. They set it up for that and then just didn't do it. They had the perfect setup for that idea I have, but then didn't do any of the things that I would have done. By the way, fist bump, vocals and lyrics by Douglas Robb, Hoobastank. That's why we keep calling it Hoobastank. Even though it's not the whole of Hoobastank, yeah. It is just the lead singer of Hoobastank. But yeah. Okay. I don't know. That's where it fall apart for me, especially with all the cut content. I would love to see if maybe a full and complete version of this narrative, if one that they were able to commit to and have all the scenes, a cut scenes instead of the portrait things, whatever they would have done, right? Whatever thing they could have done to fully bring it all together. I'd be curious to see what that looked like. What got left on the cutting room floor, but I just can't imagine it really salvaging the narrative here.
Okay. So, my thoughts, first of all, I think the most important thing is I had fun playing it. It definitely got weird towards the end, but I'll get to that. But I had fun playing it. I had fun even kind of grinding through some stuff off stream. So, just in terms of how does it function like as a video game that you play to have fun, I liked it. It's a mess. It is definitely a mess, and like I feel like they like really lost track of things at the halfway point. Like the levels kind of weren't as good in the latter half of the game as they were in the first half of the game. And I didn't mind the story because I don't really need that much story out of Sonic. I care is like a strong word, but yeah, kind of. I don't really care that much. Like if it moves the game itself forwards to get me to a new location and do anything, that's fine. Like I want Sonic to be irreverent. Like I didn't want like Sonic's spent 6 months in prison getting tortured, and he comes out being like, you know, hey, chili dogs, you know, maybe try harder next time, buddy. It's like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want Sonic to do, coming out of that situation. Like, you set it up and go like, fuck it, I'm fine for that. But a lot of this stuff started falling flat at the end. Like, it felt like almost like there was a lot of stuff that was like a first draft, and then they're like, okay, print it, chip.
Yeah, first draft is definitely I have to imagine is like definitely recurring. It's definitely like spot on.
Yeah. It's so weird how towards the end, like, especially with the double boost stuff, like, they nailed it the first time, and then every time after that, it's not that they wore out its welcome. Like, I wanted more double boost, like, shenanigans. I wanted that, like, dopamine hit of, like, Hoopa State guy comes in and does the lyrics. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking cool. We're best friends, Sonic, and all that stuff. But there would be like no lyrics, or it would just be like the final hit of a boss, and there'd be like either just like a bonk and that's it, or
it is run forward past the
or that one fight where we didn't even see it hit. It was just like all of a sudden, oh, fight's done. And yeah, last half is weak, I gotta say. And that thing in like we get stuck in null space and we get out in 15 seconds and it's never mentioned again. It's like, why did we do that? What was the point of that? There was like
it's almost
was there like a placeholder
developed chronologically. Like they started with the first level, then worked their way to the last. Yeah. That's not how games work, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
But somehow it's like they ran out of steam by like the halfway point, which is.
But like the null space thing felt like they had a post-it note that said "put level here," and then they got around to shipping and they saw the post-it note and they're like, "Oh shit! Oh no!"
Yeah, it really like I feel like they tried to front load it. I think like at a certain point maybe they consciously like put more effort into tightening up the first half of the game just to see if that's where people like dropped off the game, at least their impression of it would be more positive, and then just like sort of use that to hide away the stuff at the end. It also would make sense for why so much stuff seems like, I think to me a lot of it seems out of sequence. I think they probably moved levels around in where they were supposed to happen in the game. I think they took the pieces they had and kind of tried to reassemble them or like rearrange them in a way to put the stronger stuff up first, and then it kind of tapers off at a certain point. Obviously the last few levels like made sense in terms of like where they were in the game and the progression of it, but like going back and forth between, we go Green Hill Zone now and the 5 levels are going back to it, going back to Chemical Plant, and you can reuse levels. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to reuse tile sets, I mean to say. You're allowed to reuse theming in a game where you're going back and forth between different characters, but just like the specific order they put it in reads as scrambling. And just like, if we were to like really take like the what happens in the story, the moves that the Resistance takes against Eggman, as like abstracts, they would definitely be like, you can just plug those into any given level, and ultimately they're kind of generic, interchangeable.
Do we have our epilogue coming up, or
after this? I would presume.
Okay.
I have to imagine there's some amount of that. It's better sew everything together.
Finally, an end to this endless battle. Everyone can go back home and relax. There's no need for the resistance.
Hold on. There's still a lot we need to do. We're just getting started.
What, you're leaving us? There are others who need your help. But okay, I'm not...
Timmy stuck down the well?
Man, the first time I saw you stumbling around, I had no idea you could pull this thing together and see it to the end.
I thought you were a piece of shit.
Mind about you.
Charmy hated you too.
Come through, rookie. Well, I guess you're not a rookie anymore.
You did good out there. It's not like you just waited till the last minute to come in and act all cool, saving the day.
Our battle is done, and our resistance has come to a conclusion. But we'll be friends forever. A single person cannot restore the entire world. We have to work together and make a diligent effort.
Yeah!
Hey, you're taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah?
Sonic leaving everyone behind too.
See you later, buddy.
That's it.
Just nice knowing you. And now we can make a new avatar.
Man, so that whole like system of this whole thing just completely useless.
Oh wait.
What? What's the 0.1%?
Yeah, what is the 0.1%?
I even bother with that.
Well, it's a rounding error,
Not until we assassinate Eggman. Once we murder Robotnik, then we can really roll that ticker over to 100%.
Actually, where did he go? We beat the robot, and then...
And he just kind of like fell off the face of the earth, I guess. But that's a pretty big hole there.
Alright, so I should show off briefly.
Sonic Guru says we need to get all 3 gold medals as all 7 avatar species. No.
I choose not to believe that. I show off the new weapon, Void. Sucks in enemies in rings with a black hole, teleports in the direction the left stick is held. So I can show this off pretty easily in... Yeah, thank you. I can show this off pretty easily in... Where is it? Stage 2.
Right.
So I've already seen this weapon because it you can play it with like a rental avatar. So yeah.
Is there a recharge period, a cooldown period on it?
Yeah, I'll hit it as fast as I can.
That's too fast. I don't care. This is an end game thing.
I think it has a longer cooldown if you hit someone with it. I'll try it again. Yeah. If it hits something, it has to go through the whole animation. But yeah, it is overpowered because it is endgame.
You gotta get the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2.
What happens if you get them out of sequence? Does it just like cancel out as they like?
Yeah, it just makes the rest of them disappear. And then we have the teleport. Once I get there. Here. So hit triangle, does that. It just teleports you forward and kills everything in between.
I don't feel like doing this part of the level. Void?
Yep. Alright. So, we just have one thing left. That's episode Shadow.
Which I guess is 3 levels. Then we're gonna get that classic Shadow sass.
Oh. Sure.
A cute little touch. Completely, like, barely executed on, barely committed to, but sure. To have the title screen change up.
1 month before the Doctor took over the world, the first time I encountered him. So this is a...
Shadow, we've got a report from the Intelligence Division. They've located an unknown base of operations that seems to be totally outside the chain of command for Eggman's army. There's a large-scale troop presence, suspiciously large for a place with no strategic value.
I can't imagine the Doctor would do something like that without reason.
No kidding. And there's a rumor going around that old rotten Eggman has been developing some kind of new weapon. So...
Yeah. Looks like this won't be your garden variety recon mission.
Also, apologies, I don't have the episode toilet mod.
Do it, Shadow. Omega went on ahead of you.
Shouts MDC.
I'm more than enough on my own. I'll handle things my way.
Omega said the same thing. You two go together like chili and hot dogs.
You too, Rouge.
So this
I
is
was
like
waiting for Sonic to drop a line like, or for Shadow to drop a line like, I'm fine enough on my own. That's what I'm here for.
So this is like a prequel to the game we just played.
That area is enemy territory. Keep going, Shadow.
Got it. 123 Omega here. Extermination proceeding without incident. No problem to report.
Extermination? This is supposed to be a recon mission. You can't go making a big scene.
You should have known better than to send Omega on and off like this.
Should have known better. Omega just kills the shit out of everything. What was that physics object back there?
We just have a murder robot as our partner right now?
Yeah. You know, every friend group has, you know, the sassy one, the edgy one, the murder robot.
Current location unknown.
Omega, what's going on? Respond.
Give me that.
So I got.
Thank you.
Is Shadow mechanically different at all from Sonic in this game?
Don't know. We will find out. So far, no.
Sonic Girl in the chat saying though Shadow plays the same as Sonic, it feels unique to play as Shadow. Okay, so here's my. Assuming they are in fact identical, why not? Could you take Shadow into the main game and just play all levels of Shadow if you so choose?
I don't know if that's part of the DLC or not. I have like, because there was like, I think separate of episode Sonic, there was like some sort of Shadow DLC. I know there's the Supersonic DLC.
I guess we got to see that too, at least in some capacity.
Sure, we could jump into a level briefly to see that.
Magic Meow saying they should have given Shadow a gun to change the gameplay up. Yeah, we have the Wispons or whatever they're called in this. Make this one of them a gun. It's just like Beretta.
Yeah, announcer just goes, gun!
So none of these levels are gonna be substantively longer than the
No.
Oh, Sonic Girl says, sorry, there is one difference. He can do a unique homing attack with a stream of badniks.
Yes, that was happening throughout that level there.
Powerful robot is no more a challenge than crab meat. As I suspected, this power is without peer. It is the ultimate strength.
Sonic Guru says you can swap characters on the mock stages. Yes.
Good, okay.
And still more wonderful, a not-so-tall, dark, and brooding guest has arrived. I've been waiting for you, Shadow.
I'm your biggest fan. I love how edgy you are. I've modeled my entire persona off of you.
Weaklings like him are of no consequence. Come now, Shadow. A long-awaited reunion, and still you spout such nonsense. don't know you. And the only thing of no consequence around here is that big mouth of yours. Oh, I suppose you would think so. Yes. I am infinite. You say you do not know me, and yet I remember you so very well. To you, it was simply another in a long list of Eggman bases you tore down without a second thought.
All off screen, I suppose. All.
Couple of months ago.
Oh, we're going back to it. Even further removed from the.
Is this like that Seinfeld episode where everything is like told backwards? Like you just keep going further back?
Is this Memento? We're gonna tell the entire story in reverse. I'll remix one of my favorite Sonic songs.
Shadow has entered the facility. Defense Squad Jackal has already been completely annihilated. All available troops, intercept that blasted hedgehog by any means necessary.
Want to hit that gold one.
I went to great pains to get the best mercenaries.
Yeah, I lost it.
Totally wrecked the defense squad. Shadow.
Now it's gone. No, wait, no.
Should have hired some defense squads for the defense squad. Hey, Doctor.
Then you could have hired.
You're so lame. I love you.
Then you could have hired defense squad for the defense squad for the defense squad.
Call that the defense squad.
Computer running analyses in the core is invaluable. One of you idiots, stop that hedgehog now!
I'm sorry, Shadow is such a good addition to the Sonic franchise. I love him.
I really need to play Shadow the Hedgehog.
Coming soon.
At least the analysis
Coming eventually. Don't fall off again. Okay, well, you know what? This is fine. This is fine.
Probably a save time measure right there.
I'm not sure if that saved any time at all.
No wonder the cannon fodder has been putting up a fight.
And that's the level.
How much does this DLC cost, by the way?
For me, nothing. It just came with the game. I don't know originally how much it cost. I want to say $5, but that's just vague memory.
Hey, you! You know you can hear me. You're captain of Squad Jackal, aren't you? Your squad was useless. Go clean up their mess already!
Yeah, I got it. You destroyed my squad.
Oh god, your hair was always like that?
Show you why they call me the ultimate mercenary. Take this! What?
Be very careful to not show the front of his head.
Creative framing. By the way, Shadow DLC was free.
Don't show
Oh, okay.
pathetic face around me ever again.
Did they?
Shadow and Super were free. Sega pack cost $4.
Oh, okay.
Me? Afraid? Pathetic? Me? He's calling me weak?
Did you really not just slap 2 eyes and a mouth on him?
I'm not weak. I am not weak.
Is this Cole origin story?
I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
That day, I gave up my own unsightly face.
What?
Let go of the old me, the one that was so weak, so that I could become stronger. And then, at last, I obtained the power to make all yield to my will.
Men would obtain the power to make all bend to their will rather than go to therapy.
So why was he so mad at...
Back to 1 month before Eggman took over the
Fuck
world.
off. So why isn't his entire grievance with Shadow then? Why didn't Shadow factor more into the main narrative?
I am because of you, yet you don't remember. But I suppose that's the way it goes.
Oh well.
Why didn't they capture Shadow at the same time they captured Sonic if he's such a big threat?
Too pathetic to remember.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe Shadow just like fucked off or something.
And now you've become nothing more than an insect, waiting to be crushed underfoot.
That's like Go-Go 13 in the NES game, just having ellipses as responses to everything.
Become unstoppable. Take this!
Oh, I cut off.
Oh, don't do this in a portrait scene. Come on. Have a little, like, dignity. Have a little pride in your work, Sega. Come on.
Shadow? Shadow? Shadow, do you read me?
Where am I? That guy. What happened to Infinite?
Huh?
What? Bye. Sorry, I died in the game, so I died in real life.
Shadow, do you read me?
So yeah, I didn't mention, but those lines, like, Sonic Guru brought it up, and I failed to mention it while I was playing, but that is different. With those long lines of enemies, I can just kind of go through all of them with one homing attack.
It was destroyed 3 months ago, remember? Get it together.
Wait, what is happening with Omega destroyed 3 months ago?
No, he's hallucinating.
Well, I know this is VR. I know this world is VR, but is the Rouge Shatter VR also?
Yes, I think so. I think he's like or he's being fed like a false narrative.
Well, that's not very clear at all.
I said I think. I don't know.
People in the chat seem just as confused. Pro Circuit 92 saying, Omega was destroyed? What? I mean, it happened in the level, didn't it? Like, where Omega was, like, getting annihilated off-screen while Shadow was pursuing.
Oh.
But that wasn't 3 months. That was... that we went back a month forward to where...
Omega was destroyed. But there's no sign of him here.
Sure seems that way.
Oh.
Yeah, I was right.
What? Affirmative. I have never known to be defeated. Omega? I am not defeated. I am not weak.
I am not owned. I am not owned.
I am not a corn cob.
This would be unnerving if this wasn't like Green Hill Zone in the background, you know? This almost could have worked if it wasn't just like, you know, the most like normie ass, like, you know, iconic Sonic stage in the background of like stuff like it was distorting beyond these red rings going around.
So what we're learning is that this is actually a story about toxic masculinity. Like, someone told Infinite once, that he was kind of a wimp. And he was like, well, time to fucking destroy everything.
Time to throw it all away.
Alright. What did I do wrong last time? There we go.
Sure. That was the last level of the Shadow campaign. Let's see if we get a cutscene at the end of it or just another portrait screen.
That was not the last level.
Where? I'm back here. No. Is this an illusion?
This is reality, Shadow. Your reality. I didn't expect to see you come back alive, but you must admit, it was a truly wonderful show.
Yeah, I'd rank it about a C.
Yeah.
This power, before we've even tuned it, just as I thought, it is unrivaled. Not even Sonic will be able to stand against me now.
Now, why do you care about Sonic?
This wasn't established in...
Sonic? What are you plotting?
I met Sonic once. And I wanted to give him a high five, but he went down low and told me I was too slow.
What is this? Stop. Where do you think you're going, Infinite?
He thinks it's hilarious.
Shadow? Shadow! Finally, the connection's back. What are you doing?
Rouge?
Forget it. Get away from there as soon as you can. There are explosions going off all over.
As you can see.
The facility's about to collapse.
Withdrawing now. What's the meaning of all this?
That was different booth completely. That was recorded like years after the fact. That one line at the end there.
Yeah. On a certain day in Green Hill, about 2 months before the last month later, Eggman's army launches a savage attack.
Are you telling me the truth?
What's the point of lying about it? Eggman got a beat on Sonic and mounted a massive assault. I mean, sure, A for effort, but it's nothing to worry about. We've got the advantage now. Sonic is there too, so I don't think it's a big enough deal for you to head out.
Rouge was wrong.
Sonic will be able to stand against me now.
How do you keep getting this number?
I can't imagine the Doctor would do something like that without...
Shadow, this is not good. Hurry,
What?
get over there.
Why the change of... Okay, no, he's gonna ask.
I think this is just it. I think the rest of this is just cutscene. Hey, remember this from the beginning of the game?
I do.
Is everyone okay?
If we can just recycle this, we don't need to make a new cutscene.
Kinda close though, pal.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I roll. Okay, let's finish this, Eggman.
It will be your finish, Sonic. Behold the power
I'm like,
of my...
straight up the same cutscene.
Yeah. I mean, this is how it happened, so what are they gonna do? Like, make a new cutscene?
It's you? Zavok! Metal! Chaos!
Alright, now I gotta play through the rest of the game all over again, and then we get to the final Shadow level.
Whoa, this guy is faster than Sonic.
If this cutscene just ends where it
Gotta scan
ends in the main game, there's no like additional like extra shadow scene at the end of it.
What are you? How are you doing? Go!
How are you doing? It's been a long time, man. I think I made that joke in the first episode.
Yeah, I think you did.
I'm trying, Sonic, but
Well, you know, if they can reuse this fucking cutscene, we can reuse our jokes. Who cares?
That's
Who gives a shit?
Running out of time here, Tails!
I'm trying to solve the crosswords. Wait a minute, Sonic.
Today's Wordle is real fucked, Sonic.
I think it's just gonna end where...
Oh my god!
Oh, that's it. That's it. Nothing else. Not even back to title. It's just... We're just
Oh
here.
my god!
You get what you pay for, you know. Free DLC. Did you
I'm
want
in
to see
awe of that!
Did you want to see Super Sonic?
Sure. I can't fucking believe that. No coda, no nothing, just... At that point, why don't even make 3 new levels? Just put Shadow in the main game and make that your free DLC.
Okay,
It was almost worse to have done that.
So you can play... You know what? Here's my opinion on that DLC. Wow, that was nothing. That was just nothing.
That was literally worse than nothing. That was actually worse than nothing. Like, I'm serious. I think having that just makes this game seem so much lower rent. That, like, just docked the whole fucking star off the game, honestly. That was negative. Like, those levels seemed, like, okay. They seemed fine or whatever, but to just end like that? Obscene? That is, like, unheard of bad.
Can you see?
Oh, I need 50 rings.
Hold on, Tails. I'm on my way.
Thank you for the drink up. I do need it.
Yeah. Alright. How do you turn into...
We don't have time to lose.
You do it automatically. Alright.
You know what's occurred to me? There wasn't a single Chaos Emerald in this game.
No.
Until just now.
There aren't a lot of
Probably the
Chaos... Chaos Emeralds don't Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I know we got some
Size of that thing.
people in the chat.
Sonic experts in the chat.
Sonic experts, yeah. But Chaos Emeralds have been kind of like de-emphasized.
Yeah. That's probably fine.
There's a guy. So you have Supersonic.
Yeah,
Also,
Sonic Guru was saying you got more story in quotation marks. That actually left me with more questions than it did answers.
Oh, now you know why Infinite is evil. Because someone like
Shadow,
was mean to him once, yeah.
Because Shadow specifically, who has 3 levels in this game, or they had 3 levels custom crafted for them, and it only appears like twice in the whole narrative of the main game. Like, how is it not just like Sonic that was responsible for that? It was actually worse. It actually made less sense for them to have that level where Shadow meets Infinite for the first time. It actually makes his whole motivation make 0 sense to have included that. That's what I mean by it's a negative. This plot would have literally made more sense if we didn't have that motivation for Infinite that they tried to insert at the last second.
I guess it's time for us to do all these missions now on stream right now. No, I think that's it. I think that's the end of the game.
I think that we've explored everything there is to explore outside of unlocking like every cosmetic or seeing whatever that. I don't think there's an epilogue for getting 100%. I don't think you unlock like another version of Green Hill Zone like you do in like Sonic Adventure 2 for 100%ing the game or whatever. There's no Chow Garden here.
But now that we've beaten the game, we actually can make a new avatar. If we want to.
Great.
And that's how you're supposed to get like those other medals. You make new avatars for each individual
species,
and then play through enough levels to get those medals maxed out, which is not insignificant. But yeah, well, you did good, Baddie. I mean, all things considered, the game maybe faltered, but
it's not Baddie's fault.
It's not Baddie's fault.
It's not Baddie's world. They're just living in it.
Remember, folks, you want to make some fan art? There she is.
Yeah, please.
Get you a good 360 view. Official Bad Game Hall of Fame mascot, Baddie the Hedgehog. All right, yeah, I think that's it.
I think you've done it. I think you can back out. I think you can exit out the game. I think you can give yourself the victory screen for that. You definitely earned it.
All right, let me. Well, while I'm on this menu here.
If you want to wrap it up, this is a nice sentimental little piano song to sum up your thoughts. If you have any more.
So again, like I think I mostly wrapped it up during my little bit of the crest there, but I still enjoyed playing this game. But man,
sure.
I went into this again, best intentions, having played some of this before and being like, I don't get why I see people dogging on this game. And now that I've played this last half of the game, I'm thinking, I get why people are dogging on this game. I can understand now. I better understand why some people don't like it.
That was a severe drop off.
Yes. I still think it was fun. Oh,
Sure.
there's no audio on this.
You have to alt-tab back into the game for it to continue playing. When you alt-tab out of the game, it mutes the audio. There you go.
There we go. All right. Yeah, what was I saying? That I still had fun. I will probably play a little bit more of this on my own. Not too much because I need the hard drive space, but I can't call it bad. It's flawed. Severely flawed. Did not cross the finish line.
I think it's bad, but you can still have fun with a bad game. I think this reads to me as like unacceptable in certain departments, like so clearly unfinished that even like a casual consumer does not have a great sense for like what the state of a game is, who doesn't like understand that games aren't created in a vacuum. Like even they could probably tell like, oh, this seems like there's a huge part missing here. I think if there's enough holes in your game for like that stuff to be self-evident, then you've messed up some along the way. And also, like, so much of this seemed like even in the gameplay department, I accept, I understand that you had fun with it, and that's great. I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to find the fun in it, right? It's good to find the fun in bad games. There's plenty of bad games that I still like will play and enjoy and like champion, because like a game can be bad but still be enjoyable. There still could be like a through line or a way that you can play it, a way to approach it that is still fun, but still recognizing that everything surrounding it is kind of falls below the quality mark, kind of falls below the standards.
I might need to stew on it a little bit to really kind of get an impression if I truly think this is like bad or not. Right now I'm leaning towards very flawed.
That Shadow DLC was like...
The Shadow DLC was bad.
Yeah, Pro Striker 92 saying the Shadow DLC left me with a bad taste.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think bolting that on just really goes to show just like how held together with duct tape this whole thing is. Just like how little consideration was paid towards things like... I think they saw this as content first. I think at a certain point they abandoned whatever like vision they had and just were trying to find ways to bolt extra content and replay value onto it. It explains the entire structure of all the missions and all the replay stuff. It explains why they could think that just slapping 3 levels onto it would constitute... I get that it's free. That it shouldn't matter at a certain point. If you can optionally download it, it should still be like have a A to B. This had an A to A.5. That Shadow DLC, and just goes to show like they didn't care at a certain point about like the cohesion and the structure and the narrative and the things that make like a story. I think it comes back to the narrative. I think that it goes to show they were just looking for like, 3 new levels, that's content. They were just looking to fill out content. They're looking to pad out the game with extra content, with extra levels, with extra like replay incentives. And at a certain point, that's fine. If you like your gameplay first, that's great. But you need to, in a game like this that has like a structure, that has a narrative, and you need to tie it in some capacity to the narrative, and it just barely rises that level, and in some parts it straight up doesn't. Like, you need to make a game like this, to have a moment like the conclusion of the game where we were like, where we got the goosebumps, where the music kicked in, and where we were in the final boss, we said, this still works. The reason that still worked was because even for all the narrative foibles, we still knew those 3 characters. Going up against Eggman, we still felt the stakes. We still had like the production, the music behind it. You can't just like have a game that is just that, right? You need to have a build up to that. You have to build up to that moment. And so while they stuck the landing in that one particular sense, like having the Shadow DLC fall so flat, having so many of the levels fall so flat, not I don't even know what I'm working towards here. This is one I would have to like definitely like stew on, write something to really organize my thoughts. But my immediate impressions of it are just like left me with such a negative impression of it. I think like just I look at this and I'm like, no, I get it. I get why people like. I can see the fun in it. I can see that you had fun, and I appreciate that. I can appreciate that there's like decent gameplay, but everything around it is like so like sour taste.
I like I said, having played it all the way through now, I absolutely understand where people are coming from when they say they don't like this one. Like, a lot of people do say it's like mid, but the people who like really don't like it, I get it. I get it now. Like, I was still able to have fun myself, and I think on top of the fact that I do have fun playing bad games, that I think there was like genuine fun in this game too. But yeah, there is a lot of bullshit in here, like or maybe not bullshit, just grinding out the SOS missions is bullshit, and that DLC was bullshit. But there's a lot of like missed shots, like you were saying, like the very end, the last boss was good. For like,
it wasn't even good.
It had a good. It was a good moment. It was a good moment. It felt good. There was a dopamine, and like, I thought the beginning of the game was good. So in my mind, it's like, so I'm imagining like someone running like 100-meter dash, and they take off, tremendous speed. They're running, they're doing great, and they trip partway through, and they skid on their face the last, like, 50 meters, just non-stop, just skidding straight on their face for 50 meters, slowing down to a stop, and then right when they get to the finish line, they jump at it with a backflip and go, ta-da! That's kind of what Sonic Force just was like.
and they look back on the trail of blood and peeled off skin that they left behind, and they're like, oh boy. Shit. Yeah.
I think I would
need as good a note to end on.
Yeah. I would need more time to stew on it, like I said, to get final thoughts. My final thoughts, though, is at the moment, I don't think it's bad. I can understand entirely someone saying this is bad, and I don't think I would necessarily argue that. I would say it is still fun. And looking back at this in a week, I might say, yeah, actually, this was a pretty bad game. But that doesn't matter. You know, if you have fun with these kind of games, get this on sale or something if you really, really, really want to play this.
If you really want to customize an OC, if you really want to.
Yeah, but Sonic Generations is still better. So, folks, thanks for joining us.
That's another one down, another one done and dusted.
Yep. So, hey, we can... Wow, we're not obligated to play a specific thing for the rest of the month. We can play other bad games. Or other good games.
Yeah, whatever we want to play between CNC Stream Factory and this. I still need to finish Red Steel on stream at some point. So, but no, it's good to get one done that was easy breezy like that. And I think it was like a tentpole one too. I think it's a key one. I think getting the Sonic game on the stream was probably something that had to happen sooner than later. So,
and just as a reminder, that was a
Patreon
game that was voted on by Patreon
subscriber. Yeah.
So Patreon and Twitch subscribers vote on one game a month that we play. We're going to do another one in February. Don't know what will be on it, but we'll figure that out probably the day before we post it. We'll probably put... I have Sonic Lost Worlds. That will show up on one of those polls eventually. That will probably win when that happens, but it won't be now. It will be sometime in the future. So we'll
put some distance between us and another Sonic game. We don't want to just go back to back to back with like the same franchise.
But yeah, if you want to vote on a future bad game that we long play on here, then you can support us on Patreon, subscribe
on Twitch, or even just boost us on Discord. We're looking to get those extra soundboard clips, so that might be a very good way to do it for the time being.
Actually, can I send this like this and it'll work? Nope. Wait, I can send it like this. There we go. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, pretty much, yeah, that's it. This weekend, I don't know what we're going to do, because usually we stream on Saturdays. I have a friend coming into town Saturday, so maybe we'll
move our Saturday stream to Sunday. We'll just do theme night on Sunday for this coming weekend. Maybe I'll do something on Saturday. Maybe I'll just do something to kill some time.
Sure.
I don't know. We can casually stream. We've opened things up now. We have enough of a base audience that we can just kind of do what we please outside of the structured stuff. So we'll do something in the days to come. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for watching along. Hopefully it was enjoyable. I just want to read one more message from the chat. It makes me sad that Sonic Forces ended up being so mid, but still an awesome stream. Thanks CNC from Pro Striker 92. So that's what we hope, that even if the games fall a little flat, I think we have plenty to say about this. But I feel like as long as we have stuff to say, we're doing okay. So I do hope that folk appreciated this perspective on it. I hope we brought something to the table in terms of the criticism. I hope that we did a little better than just Sonic bad or whatever else other streamers would potentially do in this case, or other reviewers or what have you. And that's the mission, that's the goal, is to try to provide some sort of fair take, measured perspective on these things that don't always get the benefit of that. And I thank everyone for coming along. I thank you all for giving us that chance, for giving the game a chance along with us. I think that's important to say. I think it's important to note that these games, people put a lot of work into making this game happen. Sonic Team is a team that, has their hits, has their misses, but by God, they tried. And so to not lose sight of that, and hopefully we didn't come across as if we did, obviously, not our intention, but that'll do it for all. I just wanted to end on that note to make sure that we were sending folk home with the right message on that one.
But on the way home, why don't we send them to another streamer?
Yeah, I could certainly do that. It looks like I see a few different people playing Resident Evil 4 right now. But what if we sent folk to... What is a special event by Dot Level? Well, it's going to be a special event. Looks like it might be Secret of Mana or some RPG, some SNES RPG, which, you know, I feel about SNES games. But Dot Level's good people, so let's see what this special event is. And yeah. We'll it's a subathon according to perfect. We'll go to Dot Level. They're good people. Consider subscribing to them potentially and see what they have to showcase, see what they have to stream. But that'll do it for us here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. I've been Cassidy.
And I'm Charky.
Bye!
Night, everybody.